Goldenthar from the clutches of the evil elves, making their way back to Riverguard Keep and their allies, the Knights of Samalar. Will they find respite from their harrows, or does a darker fate await them? Find out this week, returning for session 13. You can join DM Ben and his crew for Princes of the Apocalypse. Do we have no sound? No sound?
It's back. We got it.
We're good?
We missed the beginning part, but...
You missed the beginning part?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you guys have watched us before. You know that we're not specifically endorsed, approved by Wizards of the Coast LLC. Hopefully you heard my announcement about Princes of the Apocalypse tomorrow at 7 p.m. UTC. Do tune in to that. Tuesday this week, we have our weekly game of DDO with Cation and crew that always airs at 6:30 p.m. UTC on this channel. Always fun, so make sure you stop in and hang out with them. I believe last we were with them, they were going through White Plume Mountain and are going to eventually end up in Barovia, perhaps? I'm not sure. You'll have to tune in to find out. September 21st at 7 p.m. UTC is a homebrew game by DM Cation called Elemental Bane, set in his world of Erova. Apologies for the cams going all crazy. We're getting it edited as quickly as we can. September 22nd, there is another homebrew campaign run by our own DM Hendrik at 7 p.m. UTC called Purple Winter. That's the games and announcements for this week, but you can keep up with all that info by going to the events page on the Twitch, following the Twitter, and joining us on Discord. Finally, as some of you may have already discovered and have already used, thanks, Ben, don't forget to utilize our loyalty system. For those on PC, when you hover your mouse over the bottom right corner of the video, you should see a small logo pop up. For those on mobile or tablet, look for the little puzzle icon somewhere that gets you to the redemptions that you can spend on party potions, for example. And, for example, a cheers as we raise our glass to Renee. And also, DM advantage and disadvantage. Once again, thanks, Ben. And now, with all that being said, let's take a moment and we'll get settled in as the cameras continue to get fixed. I'll go over what happened last week. Previously, in Tomb of Annihilation, the party, awakening within the lost city of Omu, deep in the Chultan jungle, had set their sights on exploring more of the city. The party had quickly moved to explore one of the shrines to the 9 trickster gods, namely Shagambi. Selenia, you had stayed a bit behind, sleeping in. And when you had finally decided to join your party members, you quickly made a discovery that was, to say the least, worrisome. A floating island of rock and earth, vaguely shaped like a heart, which you had come to know as the Heart of Ubtao, had begun to settle over the city, floating about 200 feet. And you knew that this place held and was the base of a powerful, powerful lich by the name of Valindra Shadowmantle. It seemed that all vested powers in the next few days that would decide the fate of the Soulmonger and therein the world were now here in Omu. Deciding to ignore the literal lich in the city, they pushed on further north into the city. The party had discovered an abandoned campsite where they had found a letter written by a member of the Company of the Yellow Banner, apparently a adventuring party or treasure hunting party that had been here before. And it had revealed that there was a tomb beneath the city, the Tomb of the Nine Gods, but that this was a place that was magically sealed. To the party's dismay, they realized they were not the only ones searching for the cubes, as they now knew that not only was Valindra here, but there were forces of Thayans within the city, searching for the very same puzzle cubes. Moving through the city, you, as the party, had stumbled across a Chawinga wagon, where you discovered essentially the equivalent to an Omu and Rosetta Stone. You then made your way to the north end of the city, where you had discovered an obelisk marking the entrance to the Tomb of the Nine Gods. Tauntingly, clues seemed to be inscribed by Asarak himself on the obelisk, potentially giving a strange glimpse into what awaits them in the tomb. Attempting all your magical abilities to pierce the entrance, or at least one of the potential entrances, all you really received was a necklace around the neck of a statue of Unk, hidden away in a tunnel that had statues of the trickster gods in front of burning braziers of oil. Using the necklace, you discovered what you now knew to be potentially yet another true entrance to the tomb, away from anything that stood out as a cave entrance, kind of hidden away from the foliage. Morthos, you had found it. And you had found a door that fit these puzzle cubes, and you had actually tried to put one in. You'd put Shagambi in there, and it hadn't, it had come back out, but nothing had happened. And so you realized that, unfortunately, the only way to do this was to get the cubes. You then quickly and efficiently set into motion your plan. And that was to get as many cubes as you can, and then convince the Thayans, one way or the other, to give them the rest to you. You breezed through Wongo's shrine, figuring out which hand of a statue of Wongo to pour water in. You had defeated his children, the Sioux monsters, and claimed your second cube. And as you had pushed towards Ijin's shrine, the Chultan night had begun to set in again, but you full of adrenaline and full of the excitement now of having a goal and being able to say, okay, we've got 2 down, let's go get a third. You had moved very quickly towards Ijin's shrine. Galindin, up on the rooftops, had noticed out in the slow-moving, flooded part of Omu, a battle raged. Spellfire and all sorts of other sounds could be heard, and you all realized the Thayans were claiming more cubes as quickly, if not quicker, than you. Entering the shrine of Ijin, which is represented by an almiraj, essentially a gopher, with a horn, a single spiraling horn from the forehead. Entering this shrine before you was a puzzle, and that is where we continue our tale. In Ijin's shrine, you see a 10-foot wide hallway strikes off into the gloom before you. Carved tiles depicting various beasts decorate the hallway floor. 32 tiles cover a 20-foot long, 10-foot wide stretch of the hallway. Each tile is a 5-foot square, and the tiles are arranged in 8 rows of 4. The beasts on the tiles are almiraj, dragonflies, eagles, giraffes, monkeys, tigers, warthogs, and finally, zebras.
There was a sign outside, wasn't there? A sign or a stone.
Like a saying, like a motto, as you've seen on the other ones, is what you're asking?
Yeah, and it said, take the path least expected, and it had a picture of the gopher charging the warthog. No, charging the bear.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, what would you guys like to do?
Hey guys, I think we're supposed to walk the line of the predators. Take the path least expected. We should, walk the line of the most dangerous creatures, right? And I point out and I say, You can go from warthog to bear to warthog to eagle to bear to bear to eagle, all the way across. And I say that and I hold my foot out above the first warthog.
Okay.
I
So
would like to take a few steps back, raise the shield, and be ready to cast.
for the
Something to
viewers,
help her.
Ven holds her foot above a row. Again, these tiles are 5 foot square, and it's 8 rows of 4. So in this first row, from left to right, you see an almirage, warthog, giraffe, and zebra. And Ven, you are going to be putting your foot on the warthog, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Your foot steps on the warthog tile, and you do feel the stones slightly depress, giving this soft kind of noise.
I'm not dead.
Nothing happens.
Okay. I turn and look at
I'm
everybody
not
else.
Dead.
I give you a
Jesus.
thumbs up sign from behind the shield.
Sin jumps over the giraffe and onto the next warhog.
Be careful!
Okay. You step onto the next warthog, Sin, very easily clearing the 5 foot gap of the tile, even at a dead stand. And again, that same kind of settles in, but then you hear another sound follow. 4 distinct, soft sounds.
I duck.
Sin ducks as well, hearing the sound.
My dice went. Hold on. Okay, Ven. Wow, for you,
No.
that is an AC of 8 and an AC of 11.
They both miss.
They both miss. Okay,
I like
Sin.
Matrix lean.
Nice. I like it. Sin, you are looking at 19 and 8.
The 19 definitely hits.
Okay, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as you duck down and the first 3 needle darts begin to fly over your head, and then one kind of gets you right in the calf, right in the... It's like, have you ever had a needle and then you accidentally flex? It's that horrible pain that happens.
One second, because I believe barbarians have something against missiles.
Yeah, they get advantage if they can see the danger. Because danger sense.
Would they see that danger? I mean, I guess
I
he
think
heard
he-
it.
I think
He
has
heard
to be able
it.
to see it, yeah.
He didn't see it.
Semantics, right?
A DM's favorite thing.
Just
Uh,
make
you
the
would-
roll.
You would have advantage on dexterity saving throws against the effects that you can see, such as traps and spells. To gain this benefit, you cannot be blind, deaf, or...
Yeah, no, it was an
It's-
attack roll.
Yeah, and it's also a con saving throw.
Yeah.
Oops.
So what'd you get on your con save?
A 1 plus 7.
You got a nat 1?
You got a nat 1 on the con save?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, on top of the 1 piercing damage that you are going to take from the dart, you take 3 poison damage as it stabs into you. And now we have Ven positioned on the first row on the warthog tile, and Sin on the second row on the warthog tile.
Nobody move. I'm pretty sure that means we can only do them one at a time. And I
You
stare
okay?
daggers at Sin.
Whoa. You didn't know this. Don't look at me like that.
You almost got me killed.
Killed you. Did you die? Did you? You missed.
No.
They missed you. So,
Yeah.
Are you
Very
okay,
eloquent.
Sin?
I just had needles poison me. I'm not okay. This is not
Yeah,
okay.
and looking down at where it stabbed into his calf, you can see that it looks like the largest mosquito bite you've ever seen. It's just huge, red, distended a little bit.
Is he
That's
poison now?
disgusting.
Can I pop the poison out like a pimple?
Ew.
Ooh.
Is there a way I could push it out?
Go
I
ahead and
want-
roll a strength check.
Stop
Oh,
messing with that wound! I am the cleric!
Then
That
gags.
is part of you! Stop that right now! And I
That's-
send
that's
Corbin
definitely-
over.
Okay, what'd you
that's
get on your
definitely a
strength check? A 15. Okay, so as you send Corvin over, you watch as Sin just looking right at you, almost like a cat or a child about to push something off of a ledge, just looks right at you, and then you just hear this nasty like as the liquid just kind of shoots out of it, and you kind of see this blackish green bile go out.
Can I
Corvin
jump?
hops over to Sin's hand and just
No.
pecks right at it. Sin, you take
Yeah.
1 point of piercing damage as Corvin just bites the shit out of you for touching a wound.
Can I jump off the warthog tile I'm on and
back to your party?
Yeah.
Sure. Yep. That's easy enough.
Yeah. I'll do that.
And then what are you casting anything through Corvin, Runa?
Yes, I just got a message. We have so many redemptions, you guys. So many DC down things that just came in. I wanted Corbin to heal him and remove the poison.
Not anymore though.
Yeah, I'm kind of pissed.
Hey, Sin is used to take. Well, he could take care of himself. He didn't think, oh, hey, just.
Oh yeah, tell the healer you can
You know
take care
what?
of yourself.
You can take care of yourself. Good to know.
I mean,
You fucked up.
Rune flies
kind
back.
of flex, and
sitting
he
on
goes,
Luna's
I mean,
head now.
thus far.
You're a
I-
big guy. You are right. You can take care of yourself. And
Yes,
to
I
Corbin, I
can.
say, I do max healing when they are down to 0,
I'm on it.
So yeah, I watch you go to your. You do your thing. I'll stay back. I got
Sin
your
looks
back.
around at all his scars that this journey has made. He goes, oh, there's like 3.
You're fine. Keep on.
Very much.
All right. So, Sin, you are standing on the second row on the warthog tile. No other tiles are depressed currently. And you did notice, Ven, that when you stepped off your warthog tile, it came back into place. So it's not like when you step on these things, they lock in. So,
Okay, I point at the bear in front of Sin, in front of and to the right of Sin. I said, Sin, go to that one.
okay, that would be the tiger.
Oh, it's
I
a
was
tiger?
gonna
Okay.
say, that looks definitely like a tiger.
I think it looks like a bear, but whatever.
Then looks down and says, looks like you need to get to a re-edition on what tiger and bears.
I'm
look
sorry
like."
I've never seen a tiger in real life, okay? Sorry.
Galinden, at this point, you guys just hear him kind of half-heartedly mumble about, I'm going to go scout outside. And he just disappears out of the shrine. Which
What?
to you guys is like, bye!
All right, Sin just steps on the bear. Wow, tiger.
Tiger.
Thanks, Ben.
Okay, so you step on the tiger, and the tiger depresses. You hear the
Sin
warthog
kinda
kind of, at the same time, everything kind of clicks back into place. The warthog pops up behind you as you kind of depress the tiger. No noises, no noises come at you. So you're all right for now.
Sin says, I don't think it's like go the path least expected. I think it's literally like a tile set, like a dragonfly is safe
That's
to go to.
no, Dragonfly is not safe to go to. My plan has
I
worked so far. Keep
Oh
going.
yeah, okay. I stepped on a boar and I got arrow or fucking
Because
dagger.
you jumped on when I was on. Only one at a time. Okay.
Oh, okay, fine. He goes to the next
Warthog.
one and walks to the warthog.
You're going to the warthog?
Yeah.
Okay. This time you go to the warthog very kind of poutingly, almost like a child having a temper tantrum. And as you step on the warthog, you hear, "Phew,"
Oh, shit.
I straight up just take the hits and I look at Ven and I go, really? Really?
Okay, so that is an AC of 6, an AC of 16, an AC of 14, and an AC of 18.
The 2, 18, and 16 hit.
Okay, so you're first going to take 7 total piercing damage from the 2 darts that do hit you. Rolled really high on the dice that time, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please. And for both of these Constitution saving throws, your DC will go down thanks to Gloss and Gadgets.
Have you used the Dungeon Master advantage yet? No,
I
right?
have not.
He's saving it.
Yes, he is.
No.
Runa is yelling, hey, maybe you can only use one animal at a time, like only once the warthog, and then I don't know.
No, because we did Warthog twice and it worked fine.
Oh yeah. But it did trigger the trap, right? So we did not know if the problem was really you both being on the
True.
puzzle. So maybe. We only know that Warthog in first row and Tiger in third row are safe, right?
Yes, for sure.
Huh. Maybe it's Monkey on fourth because everything else would be rather far away, right?
Okay. As you guys are discussing this, you guys hear the kind of ting, 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 ting as Sin, you pull out the darts that stuck into you. This time, they don't seem to swell up. Your body seems to have been able to repel the effects of the poison and not take any kind of degree of damage.
Sin's just looking at Ven like,
Sorry, do you have any
Really?
better idea? Where do
I
you
don't
think
know.
we
I'm
should go
not taking
next?
any ideas from you now. Oh,
Okay, so Sin, you are now on the 4th, approximately midway through this puzzle, standing on the warthog tile. Ahead of you in the next row, directly ahead of you is a zebra tile. To your right, 1 square would be the tiger tile. To the left of the zebra would be eagle, and to the left of the eagle would be monkey.
I look back at my group and I say, not Ven. Which one should I step on? Just give me a random one. I'll survive it if anything happens. But if I'm roasted alive, well, I'm sorry.
Why don't you just fucking run, you smarty pants?
I'm sorry. Did anybody hear that?
Which row is he on?
The fourth, right?
He is on the
warthog
4th
and-
row currently. He's
So
on the
it's,
warthog in the 4th row.
I'm looking at
I
this
don't
thing
know.
weird.
Maybe the zebra? For your information, guys, we have it in chat and it's not up. It's. Yeah. We have to look like this in order to see the thing.
Yeah.
I saved it and rotated it. It's much easier.
Yeah, that's smart. I know.
So the ones he could reach from where he is very easily are the eagle, the zebra, and the tiger.
Yes. Yes. 100%.
Well, I'm not helping.
I didn't want your help.
Go fucking die.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you said he's on a warthog right now?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I'm
from
thinking
the-
eagle.
I'm
And that-
thinking zebra.
Let me see. So the next one would be the monkey.
I'm thinking we cheers to Gloss and Gadgets. How about that for a fucking segue, huh?
Cheers.
So the next one would be the monkey, eagle, zebra, tiger.
Yeah, but I can't really get to the monkey. I mean, I can if I jumped, but I can't actually like step to it.
But yes, you are
But
correct, Daniel.
But
That
you
is
were
the,
on
that
the
is
wrong
the next row.
tile, right? I mean, the tiger was safe, but you stepped on the warthog and then you got shattered. So it would have been the monkey, right? Because everything else would have been too hard to reach from the tiger. So maybe now zebra, because we have not had that yet.
I mean, at this point, Sen's down for anything.
I swear I'm going to cure the
Do
poison.
you
if
step or not?
If you're over there.
Yeah, Sen just kind of blindly closes his eyes and walks on the zebra.
Okay, the 1 tile forward to the zebra.
Yeah.
Excellent. You step on the zebra, and nothing else happened.
Sin goes, yes!
5 rows in.
Can I
So
just
it would
jump
have been the
this now?
monkey, right?
Yeah. So maybe the dragonfly next?
Or the jackal.
Yeah.
That's the Almirage. The weird looking one with like the bunny horns, the bunny ears and the horn. That's the
Well,
Almirage.
hold on a second.
Hmm.
That's
So-
Ijin.
The very first one was the warthog, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Ven stepped
Mhm.
on the warthog, then Sin stepped on the warthog at the exact same time. Then
And
Ven
he
stepped
got-
back. Then Sin stepped to the tiger, nothing happened. Then he
Nothing.
stepped to the warthog and the trap shot again. Then he stepped to the zebra and nothing has happened.
I have a question.
Shoot.
When we stepped on the 2 warthogs, it shot both of us, right?
Yep.
Just our 2 rows. It didn't shoot the whole trap.
No, it just shot your 2 rows.
Okay, then when he set off the other warthog, did it shoot just his row or all the rows leading up to it?
It shot kind of the row on either side of it, thus some of them actually missed. It seems that it, in a way, it's a little bit of an ingenious trap system that shoots either way, in front or behind of the row that the person would be stepping on, excuse me. And in this way, you imagine that they anticipated that a person could either step forward or step back, and so made it a wider swath so that they would still potentially shoot someone.
Okay.
My question is, so when he stepped on the other warthog, was that because it was the wrong one? Would we know that? No.
You're not sure.
We could find out, and I hover my foot over the first warthog.
No, not 2
Sin,
people at once.
like, readies one of the hand
Let's
axes
get
and be like,
him over
don't you
first."
start this.
I'm
So
kidding.
Sin looks down and he says, okay, so I stepped on a zebra. I have not yet stepped on a dragonfly, a monkey, and a giraffe.
I think
Which,
it was the
if you look at it, it literally goes in a diagonal all the way to the other
Mhm.
end.
So dragonfly?
I think it's dragonfly.
Yeah.
If it's a
Wait,
dragon-
no. I think it's
Wait a second.
the horn, because we didn't
The
do the
Almirage?
giraffe. Yeah, we
Yeah,
didn't do
that's
the
true.
giraffe.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it would
we-
be too hard to reach
we
it
stepped
from
on
the dragonfly out, right? So yeah, a mirage.
Sin steps
Or-
forward.
That's a good idea.
You're muted.
What's going on?
Where are you going?
To the
To the mirage.
yeah.
All right. Apologies as the cameras go crazy for a second again, guys. Our final player is tuning in. Galinden is coming back from his scouting mission, so you'll have to deal with it. Okay, so you step on the Almirage, and this time, with a thud, you hear this kind of noise. It's almost as if a gas is being expelled. And it is looking down around your feet, and this gas very quickly swirls around your legs, but it feels warm. It feels nice. Like it doesn't pain you at all. And you will actually get 7 temporary hit points.
Baller.
And you are now on the 6th row
hmm
on the Almirage tile.
So I think it's the giraffe next.
Yeah, maybe.
Because we would have already stepped on those other 3.
We haven't stepped on a monkey, a dragonfly, a giraffe,
Well,
and then the eagle.
you stepped on that warthog and it was wrong, right? With the monkey next to it.
Yeah. But we don't really know, like verbatim, if stepping on 2 tiles is really a problem.
hmm
Yeah, but I think I would try the giraffe, right? And then the
And as you are
dragonfly.
all discussing this, Morthos kind of standing quietly in the back, and Ven kind of a little bit in the back at the moment. And you just feel a presence behind your shoulder. And looking back, there's Galindon. He hasn't said a fucking word, and you don't know how long he's been standing there, but he's back.
Welcome back, fool.
Glendon, that was a short scouting mission.
There's only
Talking
7.
again, Galindon.
There's only 7 creatures, right? No, I don't think I counted 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah, no, there's 8. So yeah, it is probably one different one each time.
Steps on the giraffe.
Okay, nothing happens.
Steps on the eagle and like crosses his fingers.
You step on the eagle, and the darts fly again, having stepped on the eagle tile previously. Did you? No, you stepped on the zebra.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing happens.
Yay! Sid just like fucking hurries the fuck up and just I'm on the other side.
Okay, so yeah, you are successfully on the other side of the floor.
Oh wait, so do we all have to do this?
See,
Is there a lever?
Sin looks around to see if there's any way to stop this trap.
Looking around for a lever, Sin, you do not see anything apart from perfectly shaped 10-foot square halls, like hallways leading off from this 10-foot wide hallway. They thin down to 5 feet, so you've got 5 feet by 10 feet. Okay. You can turn to your left, go 5 feet, and immediately make a right. Or you can turn to your right, go 10 feet, and immediately make a left.
I'd rather wait for the Scooby Gang.
The Scooby Gang.
Okay. So the rest of you, what do you wish to do?
Go the same way I went, see if it hurts you.
We don't know what the second tile is.
Well, I had to take many sacrifices.
I have been thinking about this. Is it maybe that it's just stepping not on the same animal twice, and it doesn't matter on which tile you step, as long as you don't repeat the animal? Because that is the least... What was it said? The least expected thing? I'm going to step forward, and I will go on the... Wait a second. Was it on the first? I will step on the...
Giraffe, zebra, warthog, or all mirage?
Yeah. I think I will just step on the zebra.
Okay. So you step on the zebra. The tile
Mhm.
depresses. Nothing happens.
Then I'll step on the mirage.
Okay. This time you do hear the same expelling of gas.
Mm-hmm.
And you will gain 13 temporary hit points.
Whoa. Sweet. Let me add some. Then I will step on the
Tiger.
dragonfly next.
Okay, you step on the dragonfly next. Nothing happens.
And on the monkey.
Nothing happens.
On the tiger.
Nothing happens.
Oh shit. I was on the dragonfly and I was on the mirage. Shit. Can I jump over the dragonfly to the warthog?
Yeah, your strength's high enough. Absolutely,
Okay.
you can.
Then I gather my strength and jump over to the warthog. See if it
Okay.
works
Yeah,
out.
you absolutely do. You don't even have to make a roll. Your strength, I do believe, is high enough that at a standing leap you're
Okay.
good. And nothing
then
happens.
I will go on the giraffe, and then I would be over and would not have stepped on any animal twice, right?
You betcha. And you do so.
Wait, did she jump?
She
I
jumped. She
did.
jumped a row, but she did not step on any repeating animals tile.
Yeah, I did have to jump because I would have had else to step on something that I had been on before.
Or try a diagonal jump, which could have gone much riskier.
Runa is riding her dwarven mithril breastplate and says, I think this theory has been confirmed, right? Just don't step on any animal twice. It doesn't matter which tile you step on.
There's
And then I go
literally a
over
row.
to Sin and pat your back and cast Lesser Restoration in order to remove the poison.
Sin gives you a
from
high
the system.
five.
High five and then Lesser Restoration through the high five.
Notices that one of the rows literally has no repeating animals.
I'm
Perfect.
stepping on the warthog,
Okay.
zebra,
Mhm.
eagle,
Mhm.
dragonfly,
Mhm.
monkey,
Mhm.
tiger,
Mhm.
giraffe,
Mhm.
El Mirage.
Gas. 13 temporary hit points.
Yep.
And then you're
I
through.
stick my tongue at it, Sin.
Sin points at the one row that has literally no copies and said, "Why'd you go diagonally?"
There is one.
Yes, it's on the if it's on the opposite side where the north is facing.
Oh.
Okay. So that leaves Galinden, Selenia, and Morthos
Yep.
on the other side. Party is split 3 and 3 on opposite side of this floor.
I think it'd be safe to follow Fen's path, because that doesn't require any jumping.
Neither does the.
Or you
path.
could do the one that Sin's pointing out, which is just walk up the entire left side.
He'll do that.
Okay, so starting with Almirage.
Yeah.
Okay. Starting with the Almirage, gas. You only get 6 temporary hit points. Then it goes giraffe, warthog, dragonfly, monkey, zebra, tiger, eagle, and you're through.
Wait for them to depress.
Yeah,
Just in case.
they'll come back up. They come back
Okay.
up pretty quickly. Like as you step on the next tile, the one behind you is already popping back up.
Okay.
So
I'll do the
Selenia,
same thing. Yeah, I see
Okay.
that. He just
you
made
do
it
the
through.
same thing, although this time no temporary hit points for you.
But I make it through.
But you make it through.
Okay.
And
Sin looks down at the tile. I'm Mirage.
Almirage.
He looks down at that one, and he actually stepped on it, knowing that no one stepped on it before.
Okay. So you step on the closest Almirage tile to
I
you.
stepped on that one.
Did I could? I thought
And-
you went tiger,
and-
eagle, then off.
No, I did that last El Mirage.
And then nothing happened, Sin.
Okay. Thought you stepped on the first one and then went to the eagle last.
I'll take the same path as Morthos.
Hey. Okay. You do the exact same path as Morthos. No temporary hit points for you, but you are all through. So now you guys, the Scooby Gang is back together, and you now stand in a 5-foot wide hallway. You basically have two choices: left and then right, like an immediate right, or right, go down 10 feet and then a left.
Are there any signs on the walls?
There is nothing. The walls, interestingly enough, the walls, if you didn't know any better, they'd be shaped by dwarves. They're that perfect.
Sin's gonna yell down
What?
one
They are
hall
not what?
and the other hall to see which one has more of an echo.
Which one has more of an echo?
Yes.
Is your perception or smarts high enough for that?
Wow.
Please tell me Ven
Wow.
said that in person.
That was not in character. That was me
Okay.
calling you out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, yes, Sin goes ahead and tries that.
Okay. Make a perception check. Make 2 perception checks for me, please.
That is a 13 and an unnet 20.
Okay. The one on the right seems to have a bit of a louder echo.
The one on the right seems to have a louder echo, which probably gets more spacious. The other one on the left seems still constricted.
What about the other one?
You did say something about the walls being not the same, or something, Keen?
No, all I had said was that the walls, there is no differentiation between the
Okay.
walls. They look exactly the
Oh.
same, and if you didn't know any better, you'd think that they were carved by dwarves. It's that immaculate, that perfect of a right angle in each corner, and the stones are perfectly meshed together and everything else. There's no indicative signs either way.
Hmm. And no, no, I don't
Guess we
know,
just go for the
hidden doors
one
or
with the-
something, right?
The echo.
Mm-hmm.
What is?
If
one-
you were a rabbit with a horn, which way would you take?
You can go ahead and roll a perception check if you want, Runa, to notice a secret door.
Oh yeah, I would like to do that. Then I give myself guidance because I pray
Are there any lights,
a lot.
or is it just dark?
It's dark. I mean, it's night outside.
Okay.
You are completely in shadow in here.
Oh, my favorite.
31, Kevin. I rolled a
A
19
31.
and
Holy
a 4
shit.
on the guidance.
Runa, you can see the grains of dust on the floor.
She hears Ven's tummy rumble.
Yes.
Yeah, and you do, in fact, at this level of perception, you can even faintly hear the continued noises of battle from far off across Omu. It seems that in the night things have kind of settled down and the sounds echo across, and it kind of reminds you that you're not the only ones here. But looking around in the hallways,
Mhm.
no secret doors, no anything else like that. Now, if you'd like, as you're going down the hallway, being as you do have the highest perception, you can say that if you'd like, you can be actively searching for those
Yeah.
secret doors or perhaps traps.
Traps.
And
I would like to do that.
okay, so you still have a direction to decide, but at least Runa is now ready to spot anything.
And I tell the party, I can hear a sound of battle from outside. It sounds like it's very far away, but
Yeah.
let's not forget that we are not the only ones here.
Yeah, and Galindon, you do remember seeing this. It was out in the kind of flooded part of Omu. You imagine that it's the Thayans getting more cubes as well.
By the way, we don't bear much love for the Thayans, right? Considering how...
Probably not.
Considering...
Go ahead.
Considering how those shrines are built, and they have not been built by crazy lich, right? So these things here have been built by the Omuns. So I don't know if this is morally right for me to suggest, but I mean, I rather have a Thayan die in a trap that has been laid by Azurek than one of our numbers.
No,
you
that's
considered
that's
letting
pretty
them
fair.
go first?
You guys had considered that, actually. You guys had considered
Okay.
the possibility of just waiting at the front entrance to the tomb and waiting for the Thayans to show up. But you had kind of decided that it would be best to at least maybe have a leg up on them. You know what I mean?
Right.
At least maybe have enough cubes that it was a fair fight, and it wasn't they had 4 cubes, you had 1 or whatever, and so you'd kind of decided that. So Yet again, you're left with the decision here, left or right.
Sin says right.
I walk right. I'm sick and tired of standing here.
Okay.
Mm.
So you guys go right, and immediately it turns left. You go up 5 feet, and you're at a T intersection now, left or right. Right seems to head further into the building. Left seems to head back the way you've came, but you know that it can't go far back the way you've came. Wow, our cameras. Discord is just having a time.
Well, why don't we keep going further in? This is what we come for, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you take the right and go further in, and immediately that hall kind of turns back around on itself, almost hairpin turns. And Runa, you can see at the very end of this hallway, there's a trap.
Trap ahead! I say and point it out.
And the hallway is also a dead end.
Maybe it is still the saying that was written on the wall over the door that holds true, that we have to go the least expected way, and so right, left, then straight forward or something. Never repeating any of our actions.
But there's
in
a
order
trap
to
at a
reach.
dead
There's
end.
and it's a dead end, so let's go back, right? And take the left hand
Okay,
side.
so you go back, take the left passage. It turns around and then hairpins back up this way. And this time you actually get a good 20 feet further into the building. And then it turns right again. You travel another 10 feet, turns left, and you come to yet another T intersection, left or right.
Right? Because we went left last time, yes?
No, last time was left. We went right, then right again, then we went back, went left, so
Right.
right. At the beginning there were three
Yeah, you could do the
things,
right.
We could go left,
So
right, or jump, right?
so far your actions have been through the tiles, then
Mhm.
right, then left, then you made a right but quickly backtracked to the left. So technically you've gone right, left, left, right, right, left, and now your choice.
We doubled it every time, right? So maybe left again, I say, and look at Gallinon.
I mean, we can always come back if we're wrong.
Yeah.
And you've
I
been really good
peer
at
down that
traps.
hallway to see if there's a trap in a dead end waiting
Okay,
for us.
you look around the corner and you actually see a rather macabre sight. One, you can definitely tell that this perhaps is a trapped dead end, because you can see that a body lies on the final square, and a blade now kind of silently comes down. And you can see that it very ingeniously hits just shy of the neck of this body, which you notice is missing a head. And closer to you now, you can see that the head must have been lopped off and rolled and has sat here and rotted and is indeed a skeleton, as you see the skull kind of off in the corner.
So it's a pendulum styled.
Oh, yes. I pointed out to the group.
So perhaps
Well-
back the other way.
Yes,
But-
let's take the other way. Other way is good. Let's not lose a head.
Okay, so you guys
Let's
head
not
back
lose
the
the
other
head.
way, and you wind through and finally come to a stone door emblazoned with the symbol of an almirage.
Hey, we learned those things help give us like some gas that doesn't hurt. Maybe it's a non-trap thing.
I would like to investigate this door to see if there's another trap here.
Okay, make an
That's
investigation
not
check.
promising. Okay. Investigation is 20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
Mhm.
You can see that not only is it not trapped, but it seems to just be a sliding door that, you know, a person with enough strength could just kind of use the ridges of the carving and pull it aside.
Seems safe. I can't see any traps, so. Sin, would you like to do the honors?
Yes.
Sin says, sure, I'll use my mighty strength to open any door.
Okay. Sin walks up and kind of throws a little bit of a glance Selenia's way. Sin, you let your shoulders kind of roll back as you kind of stretch yourself out so that your bulging deltoid muscles can be seen from behind. And you kind of reach up and you grab onto the stone door, and you guys watch as the corded barbarian muscles very easily pull aside the stone door. And you just kind of let out this kind of groan as you push it aside, and then kind of puff up your chest a little bit and look back at the group.
Oh, he definitely walks in after that too. Like just kind of puffed up, kind of looking around. Like, did anybody else see that?
Quietly
Okay.
to Morthos, Galinden just says, "He really is trying quite hard."
Agreed.
I look at Selenia during that display. What does she look like?
She wasn't even paying attention.
Amazing.
Such a shame.
For the record, Sin
She
is
was busy looking at her spear, make sure it was clean.
Wiping the blood off.
Hmm.
That's amazing.
But yeah, Sin looks around the room that he entered.
All right, Sin, you walk in and it's just a square room, but here a shaft of natural moonlight spills from a tiny square hole in the ceiling onto a carved stone pedestal. An ornate stone cube rests on its surface.
Sin says, "Hey, cubes! We're looking for cubes," and he goes and grabs it.
Perhaps we should do the maid chant. Oh, it's too late.
Yep. I was waiting for him to go do that.
Okay, so Sin, you pick up the cube and you hear this kind of that's the noise you hear.
Sin investigates as if it sounded like something opened.
Okay. So you peek your way around the pedestal and you can see that on the back side of the pedestal, a door has opened. And inside you find a small vial of red, shiny liquid.
Sin takes it.
Okay. You take it and there is a label written on the bottom.
Sin reads it.
In cursive, it reads,
Oh, well,
To
nope,
stave-
cursive, too far. No, I'm just kidding.
it reads, to stave off death.
Possibly a healing potion, possibly better. Oh, by the way, Sin pokes his head out, looks at Ven, and says, "Ha! I was able to grab the cube and not activate a trap."
At least the traps don't affect me because I'm too strong.
Perhaps we should give this potion that staves off death to our afflicted friend.
Yeah, Sin runs like, "Come here, buddy! Come here, buddy! Come here, buddy!"
Kind of like
Okay.
taken back. It's like, oh shit.
Like this big motherfucker, 7'6" fucking guy coming towards you.
Would you like me to check out that potion first to see if it's truly harmless? Because, I mean, I would put poison in such a thing and say, hey, to save off that, to lure some unsuspecting robbers into drinking it.
How very malicious of you.
The
Hmm.
Almiraj seemed to help and not hurt like the other shrines that we've been to. Perhaps it is indeed a potion of healing.
Perhaps.
But I think your trepidation is warranted, and perhaps a further look would be needed.
Sin
Can-
holds up to it and says, "I don't see nothing."
I look at it as well. Can I do, I don't know, perception or medicine or something to see if it's a healing potion? You're muted.
You look at it and very quickly, Runa, you realize that it's just a healing potion.
Okay, it's a healing potion. Should be safe.
Are there any doors in this room? I can't hear you. Still can't hear you. Nope.
My Discord's going all
There
funny.
you
There
go.
we go. Hey. There is another door in this room.
Is it another big heavy door?
Yeah,
Damn it.
appears to be.
I'm gonna kind of go stand by it and just wait for someone strong to open it.
Okay.
Since as you
As a
guys
lady
say
does.
my name,
Morthos got the potion of healing, or we're just gonna hold it off to somebody else?
It's up. I guess it's up to Sin. He found it.
Sin hands it to Morthos.
Okay, thanks.
I'll
I
go-
already
I'll
have
go
a
try and
couple
open the
here.
door.
Sure nobody else wants it?
You can always give it to us later.
Sure, okay.
I'm gonna go try and open the door. I'm not
Okay.
trying to impress anybody.
Yes. Roll a strength check.
I mean, Sin wasn't either.
Sure, Sin.
5.
5. Galinden, you give it a shot, and then you're kind of like, some doors are meant to stay closed.
While
Good
effort.
doing that, can Sin just use 2 fingers and open it with Galendon and say, "Oh, you got it, buddy."
Roll a strength check.
14.
14. Yeah, you do pull it aside.
Thanks
There
for
you
the
go, buddy.
assistance. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. That was all you.
And looking into the hall on this side, you can see it just leads to yet another 5-foot hallway. 5-foot wide hallway, 10 feet tall.
So wait, is the cube that we got the actual key, of the other ones?
Seems to look exactly like the Wongo cube and the Shigambi cube. Oh no, sorry, you guys don't have the Shigambi cube. The Kubazan cube.
Yeah, we have the Kubazon.
Can I inspect both of them and do you know how you try and see if gold is real and you bite it? Can I do something like that with the cube? Try and press in on the one we know is real for sure, and then try and press in on this new one to see if, I don't know, maybe it's a fake and it breaks.
Sure.
Okay,
Roll an
Hold
insight check.
I got a 19.
Okay. Feeling it, using your senses. I mean, as a nature man, you're not afraid to lick a rock, so you do so.
gross.
But using all of your senses, every single one, to feel the texture, to look at how it was carved, to look at everything in it, you do get the sense that this is the real deal, and that all of them that you have are the 3 real puzzle cubes.
Satisfied? I have a out of character question.
Okay.
Who doesn't have dark vision? It's just Sin, right? Oh, you don't either? Okay. A grave cleric doesn't have eyes of the dark? That seems weird.
I have light.
I don't like light. Light sucks. Okay. Just curious.
Callum lights my way, so
Then your perception check probably should have been a disadvantage if it was that dark.
hmm.
You probably still would have passed it.
I mean, I had a
31,
31, so
Yeah, she's eagle-eyed. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. Anyways, you guys want to leave?
Yes.
Maybe go get some
Yeah.
rest. You guys are probably pretty tired. I mean, you haven't come across or encountered much, but you've been trudging through the jungle for the better part of 8-9 hours, coming on 10 now.
I think we need to make a decision if we want to go intercept or investigate that battle, or if we want to go home and go to sleep. Because them fighting might be Them fighting might be our best chance to get what we need from them
Mhm.
unharmed.
We could wait in the shadows until the battle is almost done, and then strike at
Pounce.
that moment.
Oh,
and
you
take
mean
all
the
the cubes.
cowardice way?
Mhm.
You
I mean, I'm-
mean to
It's
to
the
let
smart
them
way,
falter
Sin.
a little bit and then jump on them? Like, come
We don't know how
on.
many there are, Sin. There could be 40 of them. We need all the chances we can get.
Yeah, but heroes don't cheat.
It's not cheating; it's being smart.
What he said.
The rules of war.
Smarts are these things that help you survive.
Then
And they
grabs his
help
axe
you.
and walks away.
Just
Wrong way,
saying,
Sin.
It'll help.
All right. You just going back the way you came, Sin?
Oh yeah.
You're just gonna walk back through. You're gonna get lost.
I'm gonna quickly take a peek in the new hallway.
Okay. As Sin kind of walks away, not commenting or answering to anybody. Galinden, you take a peek into the new hallway. It takes a very quick left, and you can either go straight or left. And you get the sense that there's something in the chat, whether you guys can see or hear us.
I'm watching.
It appears we're having technical issues.
Mhm.
Okay, looks like it's back.
Back? Are we back? Okay. All right. I'm not sure where we left off, so we're just going to continue going, and hopefully, viewers, you guys can catch up.
I was doing a survival check to
Yes.
use the other. Yeah.
You did the 19, and you and Morthos very quickly pick your way back through the hallway. It's pretty easy. You basically just look for the hall that doesn't lead to a dead end, and it's a small enough building that's easy enough to do. And you guys kind of round the corner just at the exact same time Sin rounds the corner, and you all kind of inadvertently make each other jump. You know what I mean? You're all adventurers. You're all ready for everything, but you're never quite ready for that moment when it happens before you're ready. And so you all just kind of like, shit, fuck.
There goes that idea.
Yeah, and you rejoin each other and head out of the shrine. I'm assuming the rest of the party does as well. The one thing that you all do notice heading out of the shrine is that all of the 32 tiles now are depressed.
I think that was the sound you said you heard, Sin. Maybe more happened when you heard that sound and it depressed all of these so we can safely walk along.
Possibly. Would only make sense a little bit.
Okay.
I'll start walking across and see if it.
Yeah. Nothing happens. You even test the theory by stepping on, identical animal tiles and everything else. And now it seems the trap has been rendered inert now that the cube has been retrieved.
Perfect. So, what are we thinking? Rest or check out that battle?
I'm for battle.
I'm not too bad, so
I'm
I'm down for a
good.
fight.
Okay. Now you do know that this was out in the water.
I'd say let them tire themselves out.
And then hit them when they're done. Whichever side.
I mean, if
I think we
there's
should
still
at
something
least-
left.
Yeah, I think we should
We
at
could
least watch the
observe.
battle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Okay. So looking at the map of Omu, there is a area very close to the water's edge that you can get to. It'll take you about 30 minutes through the thick jungle foliage, but you do come to a cliff's edge where you can see that part of the city of Omu has now sunk into the water and almost been washed away. Here you can see that the water is beginning to pick up speed. And you have no real way of crossing it. Those with high enough perception, aka Runa, you can't hear the sounds of battle anymore. It seems it's done. So
I
it's
think
up to you
they are
guys.
done fighting. I don't hear anything anymore. I say and look around, listening intently.
Well, whoever won, they got the other one's cubes, perhaps.
Maybe we should get some sleep and prepare for the real battle.
Not have a shameless war.
I don't know what that means, but I'm down for sleeping.
Me too.
Okay. So you guys.
Well, I was watching stream on my computer, and for some reason, like, I was super framey for my cam, and then I stopped watching it on my computer, and it started working fine. So I don't know if Discord's just having fucking issues today.
It might be.
It could be. Discord's done it to us before.
I'm still shutting down Twitch on my computer though, just to make our connection a little more stable, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm watching on my phone, so that way I can still see stream.
And I think we are back. I just checked Twitch again, and it seems that they can see us. At least that's I checked
Yeah.
it from what Renee wrote in chat.
Right.
Yeah, it's back on.
All right, we're back. We're back alive. The death curse hasn't taken us yet. Good. All right. So basically, you didn't miss much, viewers, as the party receives a long rest, eating their meal of either rations or El Mirage.
What happens
Whatever
to
they
the horn
choose.
of the El Mirage?
Just gets tossed aside.
I'll pick it up.
There you go. And you do so taking your last kind of dual watch as Ven takes the last watch. But Glyndon, you always like that time. That time is a bit special to you in its own way, is the silence before the land awakens. And in the morning, a low-lying mist covers the entire city.
Can I druid craft for the weather for the next 24 hours?
Okay, you do. And you guys watch as essentially Galinden pulls out his own little personal smartphone widget. And you guys see as it seems to be like a fog-shrouded sun for the better part of half a day. And then the sun opens up. And then this evening it's going to get rainy and thundery. A storm's going to roll in. And then the next morning, that storm is going to remain.
Fantastic.
It's gonna be
Sid's
wet.
totally down for it.
Yeah.
So, what's the plan?
More shrines or Thayans?
Well, we
Think
should
so.
still work on getting our upper hand as far as getting more puzzle cubes, but if we run into any Thayans, well, we'll deal with them on the way then.
Yes.
Did we pick up the Jakuli cube? That was like right across from
No.
our camp here.
It wasn't
have
it wasn't a
Reno, right?
Jakuli, it was a Commodon.
Yes.
And the Commodon you hadn't been able to retrieve because you know that the Thayans probably have that one.
Ah.
We have Wango, Cabazan, and Almirage, right?
Mm-hmm. And sitting around the fire here in your little, essentially your own little personal Omuan villa, ruined though it may be, sitting around the fire here, Runa, you do remember that when you had first come to Omu, and had first kind of started delving into it, you had used Corvin to look around and had actually seen most of the shrines. And you know that the shrines are either now out in the flooded part of Omu, which by process of elimination of the Thayans last night, you know probably won't hold a cube.
Okay.
Or there is the section of the city that is separated from the rest and encompasses what you saw as that kind of circular palace area and everything that kind of edges on the molten rock. You do remember that there were at least 3 shrines over there, 3, maybe 4 shrines on that side of the city that you could now perhaps get to. Whether how you cross, you haven't really gotten that far, but at least sitting around the fire as you guys are discussing that plans, I just wanted to remind you that Runa, you do know generally where the shrines are.
Okay.
And you've cleared most of them on this side of the city.
Most but not all, or
Yeah,
everything
you've
that we
cleared
know
most of them, but the Thayans have cleared the rest.
at the others. Okay. All right then.
Should we follow the cliff to the river and hopefully find a place to cross?
I like that idea.
Yeah, on that map, it looks like as if there is one bridge left standing, right?
It looks like a tree, but I don't know if that
Oh,
would
is it a tree?
really be on our map.
Hmm.
I mean, the map is kind of your viewpoint of what you had seen when you had first arrived at Omu.
Mhm.
So it is safe to say that with the use of Corvin and with you guys looking at Omu from above, as you guys had, you had probably seen what you would have initially guessed maybe to just be an animal dam or something that still allowed the water through. But
Mhm.
now that you're all thinking about it, you think, hey, maybe it's worth going and checking that out. Maybe that is our point of passage.
Might not hurt to look, right? Get to the other side.
Definitely worth a shot, and we have to get over there somehow. so
Anyways,
might as
right?
well. Yep.
Yeah. I agree.
All of a sudden, the noises of kind of erupt around as quietly Morthos had excused himself from around the fire and gone and thrown up, as Morthos, the death curse still takes its toll on you as you lose
Already
yet
marked
another
it.
hit point for the day. Perfect. But yes.
Sin looks over at Morthos and says, "Is there anything we can assist with while you are not feeling good at the moment?"
I'll be alright.
Just let us know.
He says, wiping the bloody bile from his lower lip.
Sin says, "I'll walk in behind you. That way, we don't see you just kind of disappear."
Okay. If there's anybody to watch my back, yeah, you'd be on the top of the list.
He pats your shoulder and says, "Anything for you, bud."
Okay. So you guys are going to check out that dam, that animal dam, perhaps, or at least check along the thinnest portion of the water to see if you can find yourself a crossing.
Yes,
All
that's
right.
okay,
So-
right? Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, that you say excellent. I would like to rethink that.
Too late. Too late. As you move your way towards the thinnest part of the city, the thinnest water-logged part of the city, I should reiterate. You don't find anything. You do see the odd kind of small little compy, these small little dinosaurs that are generally very harmless, kind of running along. The odd bird, parrot flies overhead and everything else. And everything is looking rather pretty. And you do... Sorry, Glenn just asked me a question in chat. Whether it's been 7 days since he used his pendant. Yeah, actually, I would say it has. Probably today is probably the 7th day, or at least the 8th day. So, you know what? Yeah, it has. So you can use your pendant if you so wish, Galinden. But approaching the river as Galinden. Hey everyone, welcome back. Hopefully we didn't lose any of you. Technical issues aside, I hope that you're still sticking around for all of the fun and excitement. Let's just real quickly dive right back in as you guys are at this tree trunk. It is 2 men wide, could very easily stand on it. It's about 200 feet across, rests between these two ruined buildings, and right now you are caught up in mist and fog of the land around you. And
So-
no, there isn't a cat.
So who's going first?
I want to check to make sure it's stable
Should
enough.
we rope each other? Should we rope ourselves to
I
each
don't know.
other so we don't lose anyone? Or would that be like kicking over one domino and then everyone is
Domino effect.
tumbling down
I
that?
think it would be that.
Yeah, I think it might
I
be that.
see.
So I want to make sure it's safe to walk on.
And Selena, you have wings, right? Could you do a rescue mission in case one of us does tumble down and need someone to help rescue?
I could. Yeah.
There's an idea.
Do we have anything
Depending
that
on
can
who
cut through
falls.
mist? Like, do we have anything that can cut through mist so we could see the easier?
Is the mist going over the log?
Yeah, it is. It is. You are in thick fog at the moment.
Okay.
Visibility beyond 60 feet is pretty null and void. It does kind of go. It gets better and gets worse, of
Yeah.
course, as fog does. There are patches where you can almost make out the other side, which is why you know that the tree does span the entire distance, but then it closes back in thick on you. And you also get the sense that because you are so close to where the falls, the water falls into the molten lava, you get the sense that probably doesn't help either. That's throwing up probably a little bit of moisture as well.
I'm thinking of casting light on my spear. Use, like a light source, like a lighthouse does. Maybe pierce through the fog. So if we walk across, you can see in front of you a little bit better.
It's not a bad idea.
Emanating a bright light in front of us to cut through.
Yeah. Or like you can be, if you're behind me, you'll still be able to see the next person.
Well, I mean, after you cut through the light, it won't be as vibrant for us, but we'll still be able to see you.
Yeah. And Bruna could do the same.
I can do that. I can cast it on my shield.
One
Or
person
something.
could be in the back, one person in the front. That way we don't accidentally.
Lose each other.
Mhm.
Are we all going to cross this at the same time?
Wait,
I think
is that an ability?
I mean,
Single file line. Sure. I mean,
I'm not doing that.
your combined weights on a tree. But
is it like a real
it's a
thick
thick ass
tree?
tree, so
Yeah.
what does our nature man say? How sturdy is this tree? Can we all go over it without it collapsing beneath us? Or should we rather go one after the other just to be
Well,
safe?
I think. Well, I'll test it. How about that? And then I'll come back.
Okay.
And I'll let you guys know.
Or you can just
mean,
yell
it's-
from the other side.
Yeah, it's only 200 feet. You should be able to yell.
That
Okay.
way we don't risk of you.
You could
coming
probably
back and
whisper and Runa would hear you.
something- You're not wrong.
Just be careful because it'll be slippery.
Probably.
all right. So, Galinden, are you crossing the log?
I am.
Okay, I need you to make an athletics check for me, please. Athletics or acrobatics, actually, whichever you choose.
13.
13.
With
Okay.
acrobatics.
The tree is slippery. There is a degree of liquid and dew that kind of sits on the log, and the log seems to have been used as a traversing point quite a bit because a lot of the bark has been peeled off and everything else. When you get about halfway, though, all of a sudden, coming out of the far bank, you hear this kind of as two arrows come flying out of the fog at you.
Shit!
One will be at disadvantage thanks to Skirl.
Thanks,
And that is a 14 to hit.
Miss.
And the other will be at advantage thanks to Ben. And this will be a 22.
Yep, that'll do it.
Is the party visible or can see this happening?
We would have heard him yell shit, I
Probably
think.
not in the fog. You would have heard him yell out for sure. You are going to take 10 points of piercing damage, Galinden, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. And the DC of this Constitution saving throw will now go down thanks to Gloss and Gadgets.
18.
18. Yeah, you totally pass, but you will unfortunately still take half damage from this poison. $21 points of poison damage.
Half is 11.
Half would be 11.
Yell out, there's something on the other side. And I run to the other side where the shots came from.
Okay, before you get a chance to actually full-on run, it is time, my friends, for us to roll initiative. All right. So, starting with Ven.
11.
11 for Ven. Morthos.
18.
Sin.
17.
Runa.
3.
Oof. Speedy Gonzalez over there. Galinden.
Natural 1 for a total of 6.
Ouch. And Selenia.
4.
My lord, you guys. Okay, as you shout this out, Galinden, 2 more shots come out at you.
Okay.
Neither of these are at advantage or disadvantage, all of the redemptions being done. The first shot is an 18, and the second one is a natural 1.
The first shot hits.
Okay, so I need a Constitution saving throw from you again.
Natural 1.
Ooh, you are going to take full damage, but first you're going to take 7 piercing damage. Ooh. $29 points of poison damage, Galinden.
I am critically injured.
Ooh. Oof. All right, as we come now to Morthos.
Well, shit. Let's see. I was thinking about a spell, but I don't think it would help much. So he's just gonna get up on a log and move forward 30 feet. Actually, can he also spend his? Yeah, he can spend his action as a dash and move another 30 feet. So yeah, he'll do that.
Yeah, you'll get 40 feet behind Galinden.
Okay, cool.
All right. So as it stands now, after Morthos' turn, Galinden, you're at 100 feet. Morthos, you're at 60 feet. Sin, you're up.
Sin's gonna run across.
At a dash.
Yes.
Okay, so you'll be either just ahead or just behind Morthos.
40 speed, just so we know.
Oh, sorry, 40 speed. 40 speed, you'll be 20 feet behind Galinden.
Okay.
20 feet ahead of Morthos.
Wait a second. Was that a critical hit that Nate? That Galinden got, or was it just?
No, he's
Hi.
just saying
Oh,
he's
okay.
critically injured.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. And that's your turn, Sin?
Yeah, I'll rage when I actually see them.
Okay. Ven, you're up.
There's nowhere else around here where I could get across, could I?
Not unless you wanted to swim.
The current's pretty strong, isn't it?
It's strong, but you imagine that, person could theoretically swim. The best course of action for that would be to, of course, go up the bank a little bit and swim across using the current so that it would bring you to this spot, right?
Okay. I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna go a little further up, as I don't want to get right to where the end of the bridge is, where I assume people are waiting. I want to come on the bank a little bit before it, maybe like 15, 20 feet before it.
Okay, so you're going to spend at least a couple of turns dashing up, as long as you're aware.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Okay, then that is your turn, Galinden.
I'm going to use my second wind as a bonus action. So I roll a d10 and add my level to health back.
Yep.
What level are we? 7? So I get 16 hit points back.
Nice. Okay.
And I'm going to fire off 2 shots from where I saw the arrows come through.
Okay, both of those shots are going to be at disadvantage. Just because the fog is still very prevalent here.
16 to hit.
16 to hit. That does indeed hit.
So max damage of 18 and 5 is 23.
23, wow. Okay.
And second hit is a 20 on natural.
That too also hits.
For another 23 on a different target, like one on each arrow guy.
Sure.
And then I'll use my movement to move 30 feet towards Morthos.
Okay, so back down the log.
Correct.
All right, as we come now to Selenia.
Okay. Sucks. Alrighty. Is it an action to move? Like, can I just move up?
Your movement is separate.
Okay. I'm gonna run up on the log as far as I can get.
Okay.
And
are you going to
then
dash, or are you just going to use your regular movement?
regular movement.
Okay, so
And
that's 30
then-
feet up the log.
We haven't seen anything yet. We just know we're being attacked.
No,
Okay.
if you wish, you can use your action to actively perceive for this threat.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Well, I lost my dice. I'm blind. I don't see nothing. It was a 2.
Sure don't.
Alright, as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Searing Smite on my spear.
Okay. I believe that is triggered by the next time you make a melee attack.
Yeah.
Or a melee attack hits.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Runa, you're up.
Yeah. How far away is Galinden right now?
Galinden from you. Galinden, you move 20 feet back towards Morthos.
So
70?
70?
Sorry.
7.
I got 35 foot movement because my.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you would have been 65. So 65 feet from you, Runa.
Okay. I think I'm going to use Corbin. I sent him over to our friend to sit on his head so I can cast a touch spell through him. And I would like to cure wounds on
Sounds
him.
good.
And I'm going to heal him for 15, 20 points.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then, so basically, Corin flies, and he can be away from me, I think, 120 feet. If I have that in mind correctly. So I send him the 65 feet to you to heal you. Then he will lift off and fly towards the other side or higher up, so I can basically look through his eyes in order to see where the shots were fired from. And,
Excellent.
would you like me to do a perception check through his eyes, or?
Yeah.
That's 18. Ooh, I rolled really crappy on that one.
18. The fog obscures your vision. You surprisingly do not see anything, but still looking through the eyes of Corvin, you see two dark shapes rushing straight at Corvin, as Corvin is now at the top of initiative being attacked.
Okay.
Corvin is facing down an AC of 26.
No, I don't think that he has such an high AC.
And 11.
11 shouldn't hit.
No, because it would be his natural armor, which is 10 plus Dex.
It doesn't matter though. He's got 1 HP, doesn't he?
Exactly. He has an armor class of 12.
All right, and Corvin is going to take 5 piercing damage. Does he disappear?
He will disappear into the celestial realm whence he came from, and Runa will stand there, and she will. They will pay for this.
How can they see so well? It's not fair.
As we come to Morthos.
Okay, so Morthos is able to vaguely see where the shots are coming from, right?
Kind of.
Okay. So does he have to move up any further to be within range of 150 feet?
Yeah.
Of them?
Yeah. Assuming we're
there.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to move because you dashed, so you'd really only have to move your movement, and then you would have a full action and bonus action.
He's gonna go ahead and do that, and he's going to cast a spell, but as he's doing so, he's going to say to himself, "Out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from north to south." And he casts Hunger of Hadar.
Okay.
That doesn't hit anybody else, right?
It'll hit anything that's within the 20-foot radius.
So it's gonna hit me and Galendon?
No. He's casting at the maximum
this is
range.
way on the other side of the bank.
Okay. I mean, I was gonna say it's totally fine. I've hit you with electricity, probably. So.
But do you need the spell description, or?
No, I got it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so this being, I think, one of the first times you've cast this spell, at least in a long while, you reach out and you kind of feel this, all of a sudden, this coldness. And if anybody was to really look at Morthos in this moment, which I'm not saying any of you do, but if any of you was to look, you'd see this soft little breath of cold come out, almost as if he was in too cold of an area. And then you feel this kind of dark gateway open up. And even though you can't see it, Morthos, you are aware of what is going on. Swirling, chaotic darkness, infested with unknown horrors surrounding whatever it is over there. As we come now to Sin.
Okay, so Sin was 20, 25 feet behind Galendon at the time?
Yeah, and then Galendon came back, so you're technically the farthest. Well, no, now Morthos has moved, so Morthos is the only one ahead of you.
Okay, with my 40 feet of moving ability, am I able to get to my closest target?
You can't get to your target. You can get 120 feet across the tree. If you dash, you'll be able to get 160 feet. So the next turn, you can use your 40 feet and be off the trunk.
I'll dash.
Okay. So you dash as an action, barreling across the tree, which I should note seems to be taking all of you guys' weight. Okay.
As I'm dashing, there's this thunderous cry, and streaks of lightning just plummeting towards them.
Okay. As we come now to Ven, who continues her turn, running up the bank, now away from your friends. What would you do? Anything?
Yeah, whenever I go to jump in the water, I want to like jump, like leap as far as I can and make like a dive so I get as far across as possible.
Okay.
And then,
You do actually note that there are a few small like sunken walls and shit that you can begin to kind of leap and kind of work your way out into the river a little bit more before
I won't do
diving in.
that then.
So you do
Yeah.
so.
And then as soon as I can see someone, let me know, because
'Kay.
I'm gonna be hitting them.
Sounds good. As we come now to Galinden.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out here if I can use this ability that I have now. What's a bonus action? Okay, so I'm gonna, now that people are ahead of me, I'm going to move my 35 feet closer to the bad guys. So I'm back where I was, I guess. And then I'll take 2 more shots at the spots where those arrows were coming from previously. I think you're muted.
These are still going to be at disadvantage, unfortunately, but go ahead.
Natural 1. So I'll use my
Ooh.
bonus action to use curving shot.
Ooh.
So it attacks a different creature within 60 feet. Oh, I think I have to see it. Just give me a sec.
It doesn't specifically say
Yeah,
you
no,
have
it
to
doesn't
see them.
say. It just has to be within 60 feet, and I get to re-roll.
Yeah, I'll allow you to re-roll.
Cool.
Can Sin, where he's standing after his turn was done, can he see where there's images?
Make a perception check.
You might at least see the black mass.
18 to hit.
18 hits.
Max damage, 23.
Okay.
That was my first shot, so my extra attack will be on the same one, on the same guy.
Sounds good. Yeah, Tony, just put your roll in the chat there.
Unnatural 20.
Natural 20. Okay, that'll also hit.
17 damage.
17 damage. And Sin, your eyes kind of follow the arrows coming from your friend Galinden. And you see it hit targets. And then you hear all of a sudden shouting out, "Wait! I surrender!"
Sin yells out with his rage thunderous cry. He says, "State who you are."
Okay. I come out now, but you don't shoot me, huh?
And you don't shoot us.
Okay. This is a good agreement. And he kind of comes out, his furry paws in the air, as you see a cat person, long tail coming from the backside, wearing these leather armor, bow in hand, and mostly he has this crest of large green feathers that kind of stick out like a crown from the top of his head.
Sin says, "You will wait right here until all my friends cross."
He just kind of grunts at you.
And Sin just like deadlocks with his blue reddish eyes and waits for everybody to cross, and he yells everybody to come forth, please. They're surrendering fire.
I want to make it known whenever Ven gets to shore, she's not gonna go up to them. She's gonna like find some shadows to kind of just hide in.
Okay. So while everybody else crosses, Ven, you do eventually dive into the water. I want you to roll an athletics check for me, please.
I was rolling good. That's a 12.
A 12. It takes you a bit of time, and unfortunately, you actually come up on the southern side of the tree, so pretty close
That's
to
fair.
the falls. But you do eventually get across. But at least had, you kind of are glad that you had the wherewithal to go up the bank first, because had you not, you would have gone over the falls, which would have ended in a very melty end for you.
Yeah, I'm aware.
So you do all cross. Galinden kind of stays back enough to hear as you guys all kind of cross over the tree trunk. You watch as, looking at the back of Sin, there's just something about it that looks different. But then as you get closer, you see this kind of rogue lightning strike, and you've gotten used to Sin's lightning. It's these very thin, kind of rail-like lightning strikes that kind of pop up almost out of nowhere. There is no cloud or anything that attaches them. You see one of them kind of hit him, but it doesn't seem to harm him in any way. In fact, it seems to kind of gives you a second, and he kind of turns around, and you see the rage leaves his eyes. And you all do see this figure in front of you as well.
Can I scan the area? I just want to make sure there's like no one else.
Sure, roll a perception check.
Then I'll take the time and look at him and say, "Why did you attack?"
He says,
Who are you, and to whom do you belong?
He says, I am Bag of Nails.
I got an 8.
Interesting.
He says, and I am a hunter. I hunt things. And I thought, you seemed like good prey.
You can see Runa standing there. Her hand, the one that doesn't hold a shield, is clenched as she tries to convince herself not to hit the kitty in the face for shooting down her raven.
And kind of look. Is he like as tall as Sin, or is he clearly shorter than Sin?
He's about as tall as Sin, actually.
Sin kind of like looks him up and down and says, "Pray."
Would Morthos know that he's a tabaxi?
Yeah, you guys have seen Tabaxi before.
Oh, okay.
You guys have seen, you haven't necessarily met hunters like this, but you've seen minstrels and stuff wandering through Port Nyanzaru and everything else like that. He says, yes. After giving up the search for what I came here for, I now seek to go on the great hunt.
What were you searching for?
This is not the place to talk of it. Come. You have bested me. I will take you back to my home, feed you, and we will speak of these matters.
Perhaps give us some health potions too.
Yeah, for hitting our friend.
I would like to insight check this cat person in order to...
I can provide you with bandages. And go ahead, roll an insight check.
24.
24. Yeah, there is definitely something he's hiding.
I don't trust you. You are lying. I can see how your whiskers are twitching.
I have a question. With minor illusion, it says I can create a sound or an image. Could I create like a word?
Like as acting as his conscience.
No, I'm hiding. Like I'm not there. Like I'm.
I know.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay.
Depends on the word. How many syllables?
2.
Yeah.
I guess I could cast it back to back. I just want it. It's got a range of 30 feet, so like I imagine I could probably reach them with it or get close. And I just wanted to say, busy. Like we don't have time for this shit.
To who?
Around all of you guys, because I'm away. I'm hiding in the shadows. So I just kind of want it to like be a unknown voice of someone right there beside him, that you guys can all hear that says busy.
Yeah, now someone knows of our presence.
It's
He
not
just-
that loud, you
He
dork.
just kind of
That's not what I'm. Okay.
looks around, all of you noticing the same noise.
Clearly, we would know that it's your voice, right? So I would say to myself,
Um,
What
Bag of
is it
Nails
that
looks
you are
at
up
you
to?
and he says, "And I do not trust you. You seem to have friends hiding in corners, huh? So let
Well,
us say we don't trust each other, but I can still feed you. Not enemies, but not friends."
You seem awfully intent that we should follow you and eat whatever you give us. That sounds
It is merely
kind of
tradition.
suspicious.
You have bested me, so I must repay. The only way I know how to is to feed. Give you
So-
strength.
I
But-
say we go with him and
Others.
talk with him. You might know something.
I agree with Glenn.
Very well then.
lead the way.
Sin doesn't hide his axe; he just keeps it out.
Okay.
If I catch so much as a whiff of smoke, because, you know,
Mm-hmm. He takes you not very far, kind of south into a little bit more of the city here, which you notice that the buildings here are a little bit bigger, a little bit more opulent. I mean, albeit still a ruin, but you can always kind of tell. You know what I mean when you're looking at it from an archaeological standpoint or an anthropological standpoint. You can always kind of tell when you're looking that this seems to have been kind of the richer area of the city. And he takes you near a villa that is kind of sunken in, and he gets down kind of on all fours and crawls underneath a wall. And you hear his voice kind of come from inside the hole, and he says, "Come in. It's nice in here."
Sin will go first.
Okay, Sin, you do have to get on your hands and knees and kind of shoulder your way through. But once you do, you're kind of inside this burrow that seems to have been made by him taking the kind of ruined walls of this home and then packing mud and everything else on the inside. So yes, it is a tight squeeze to get in, but once in, it opens up very quickly again into kind of this living room. You can see kind of the backs of chairs and all sorts of other furniture that he's stacked up on top to kind of create this very strange roof of his. And he bids you to come sit as he goes over to the fire, and you can see he's got spices and a few different ingredients up on the shelves, and he begins to grab a few and shake them into the pot that he's got going on these kind of low smoldering coals that are good for cooking.
So you've been pre-existingly making food before we even got here?
He says, "Well, I have to feed myself as well, do I not?"
No, I'm just making sure. Sin kind of sits in the corner so he can watch his, like, as everybody enters and
Right. He says, as everybody else is entering, those that wish to.
I don't go in.
I'll go in.
I'll go in and I start my short rest.
Okay.
Yeah, both of us will go in.
could I stay outside and summon Corvin as a ritual?
Sure. So that'll take you an hour, correct?
Is it ritual?
Yeah,
How,
it
how
does
long
take
is
an hour.
Find Familiar?
Not
Because
quite
casting
sure.
them as a spell just adds 10 minutes to the ritual time.
I think it's an hour to cast it as a spell, and then it would be an hour and 10 minutes for a ritual.
I mean, I have that spell from the Magic Initiate, so if you say it's an hour, I thought it was 10 minutes for the.
It could be 10 minutes. I
Ritual?
honestly guessed at an hour.
Let's see. Is it too long? If it were an hour,
Well, Glenn is
Not
taking an
necessarily, 'cause he's
unbreakable.
taking a short rest.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, okay, then it would fit, right? Oh yeah, you are right.
It'll
It's
take
an
you
hour.
an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah. I'll just in 1 hour because I have that spell slot from Magic Initiate.
Right.
So I'm
I
going
want
to
to find.
summon him.
I want to find somewhere I can like put my back against a wall and watch the opening and Runa doing her ritual.
Okay. You do so. Inside, it's warm. You can hear the approaching storm starting to come in from a distance. I mean, storms generally take a few hours to roll in, and you just begin to hear the slight noises of that happening. Then, as you're standing there watching Runa, you can see that the fog is beginning to lift. The mist is beginning to lift here. It's probably getting to about midday by now. And in doing so, you're kind of watching, and inside, Bag of Nails turns to you all and he says, "So, it is time I tell you why I come to this place." He says, "I did so in search of a gem, a great gem, spiritual to my people. This is in your language known as the navel
Naval what?
of the moon." He says, "You know, the big white thing in the sky at night."
I know what the moon is.
And he says, "It is rumored that the navel of the moon has the capability of always showing you where your family and taking you back to them. But he says, so I have wished to find it myself so that I can find my son again," he says. And when he mentions his son, he gets his head goes down, his ears kind of go down, the tail kind of sags. It's not like behind and active. It just kind of sags down with it. "And that is why I came. But I have not been able to find it. And so I live with my shame."
What happened to your son?
Mm. He went on a hunt and did not return.
How long ago?
I do not know. He says, "The way I tell time is different from you. It has been 9 moons since I have been here. But," he says, "let us eat something, huh?" He goes over and he picks up these simple carved wooden bowls, very small. You can tell that they were probably formed out of coconut. And very ingeniously shaved down and cleaned up so that they are nice bowls. And you can see that he's done his own kind of carving of spoons, and he takes them out and he hands you all a bowl of stew.
I'll eat it.
Aren't you resting? Like,
He's short resting. You can
do
still
stuff
eat.
while you rest, but
okay. Well, no, I thought you like went into your little trance thing.
no,
No,
that's
no.
long rest stuff.
Just
Oh,
a
okay.
short rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go
Rest
ahead
of
and
you eat?
eat. Yeah. Can I examine it first?
Sure.
What would that be?
An investigation check.
His name is Bag of Nails.
Bag of Nails, yep.
Bag of Nails. Admiring your shot in the fog and the poison in which you tip your arrows with. Would you trade? Since I bested you in combat, perhaps a trade would be an amicable situation for having hit me.
Perhaps. I would have to make more. But I could do this for you. Now please, eat.
I'm probably halfway down the bowl by now.
Morthos, Sin, you guys eat as well?
Yep.
Sin doesn't eat it. He's just kind of like putting it off.
Okay.
Morthos has already died, so.
Sin says, "Have you encountered anybody else besides us?"
There is always the snake people. How come you don't eat? Is it not to your taste?
So adamant about eating. Sin looks at it
And
and
as
says, "I'm
he
waiting for it
says
to cool
this-
off."
And when you say that, all of a sudden you hear Morthos kind of Morthos, Galindon, and Selenia, I need you guys to make Constitution saving throws, please.
Is this poison?
Natural 20.
Yes, it is. And wow,
Okay.
natural 20. That's 10 XP for the viewers in the chat.
Can Sin already notice this and like basically run up to him, put his like forearm against his throat, and slam him into the wall?
Yeah, absolutely. Make a strength check for me, Sin, while the rest is making con saves. Got your natural 20, Galindon. So you will take half damage. Morthos, what'd you get?
4.
Ouch. Selenia, what'd you get?
17.
Okay. So Selenia and Galindon, you guys pass, taking half damage. Morthos, you're going to take all this. You hear that? You
Yay!
hear that?
Question, can I cast a spell in time or no?
No, the poison effect will take effect and any damage will happen, and then you
Okay.
can.
Okay.
Okay. Morthos, 33 points of.
I am exactly at 0 then.
As Morthos falls unconscious, Selenia and Galindon, you both take 17 points of poison damage. And Sin, what was your strength?
And that 20.
A nat 20. Okay, your thick, bulging forearm is now choking this tabaxi
And he
as you
sees
have
me
slammed
rage.
him against the wall, and you immediately he watches as your eyes just go into the rage, and all of a sudden lightning begins to kind of crackle up your back, small little charges of light kind of popping off.
Great.
Sin yells out Ven and Runa.
I imagine we've been listening intently.
Runa, not so much. Runa has been focused on her
True.
ritual.
But I was focused on protecting my
Sin
friends as much as
doesn't-
possible.
Sin doesn't see you. He just
So Ven, you definitely hear it. Runa, you are deep in the throes of your spell, but you can break yourself out of it. But by doing so, you will lose a spell slot. Just so you're aware.
So, can I use the spell now? Or we still
Yeah,
wait?
absolutely. This is
So
kind of a
maybe
loosey-goosey, no initiative kind of thing. So
now
Go
that I
ahead.
see Mortals, I'm assuming he passed out.
oh yeah, full on eyes rolled into the back of his head, and he just fell over. Bowl kind of fell sideways along with it. Yeah.
Rush to him and cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay.
So,
So you
that's
rush over and cast Cure Wounds, just as Galindon, you too rush over, both of you acutely aware that one, Sin has the situation well in fucking hand, and two, Morthos ain't doing so good.
Oh, shit.
I knock an arrow and and I aim it right at Buddy's forehead.
Okay.
And when Sin yells, Runa stops casting and rushes in there, following his voice, of course.
I fucking dove through that hole.
You gain 5 hit points.
Both of you diving in like an old Vietnam War vet checking holes for landmines. You just into this hole, sliding in. Both Runa and Ven stand up, and it's like that scene in Avengers 1 where Loki is looking at the Avengers after he's lost. The adventuring party stands looming over and around Bag of Nails, now pinned, although the party is smart enough to at least give Sin a wide enough berth just in case he loses what little bit of control he has left.
How much did Zeleny
You
heal?
got 5 hit points.
Okay.
When Runa sees that Mortis is down, she just loses her shit. And I'm going to cast Blight on Bag of Nails. Can you please make a Constitution saving throw?
Sure. Absolutely I can.
Why would you piss off this many people? Like, yeah, let me just go poison people. 2 people outside.
Interesting question. 16 for the Constitution saving throw.
15. That
The
is,
lengths
let me
people will go
check.
through for their kids.
I guess.
Exactly enough to make it, so you only take half of the damage, but you still take damage, and it's necrotic damage. I need more. Where are my D8? I have a backlog of nails, but of dice, and I can't find one single that. There.
So what's the tally mark that Morthos has been down so far?
4 times, something like that.
4 or 5 times?
Yeah, okay.
He takes
Sus.
18 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, Sin, as you stand there, rage in your eyes, arm against the throat of Bag, who is barely able to speak, you all of a sudden see these black veins come creeping up and around his face. You see the black veins begin to dive in towards his iris, and you hear him just and then he looks at you, Sin, and he says, "Just finish it then."
Without it.
And Runa will say with his cold voice, "Do you know what kills the cat? This time it's not curiosity." And then the spell takes hold.
Okay, Sin, what would you like to say, if anything?
Sin says he just looks at him. He doesn't have words. Just wanting to kill him, but doesn't really want to end it here.
I scream, why?
He says, "Because if I could find a way, if I could sacrifice you and kill you and take what you have, those cubes that I could never get, then, maybe then I could find it. I could find what would take me to my son. But now I am almost dead, and perhaps I will see him if I am gone. So do it."
And then interrupts him and says,
and
"Okay, if you're dead and he's not, you're never gonna see your kid. And on top of that, you're by yourself at this point. It's taken us how many people of us to get that cube? You're ready to do that by yourself?"
And he just spits in your face.
Yeah, Sin's gonna break his neck.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
You guys watch as all of a sudden the rage kind of powers out of Sin, and you watch as it seems as though Sin is gone for a half second, blown away by this blast of lightning-like energy, and you see him literally just one hand, blue light begins to shroud it, and you hear the horrendous as one-handed, he manages to snap this figure's neck.
I have
And
a
he
question.
just throws the cat to the ground. What's that? Ven?
Would Runa's blight have tainted his blood?
No, because it doesn't apply a condition. It would have just been an effect and then gone.
I'ma eat him. The second he drops on the ground, I imagine some blood like splurts out of his mouth
Sure.
from his crushed vocal cords and just crushed throat. And I'm gonna kind of like just like blink forward and just like nom on his neck.
Okay. You are all acutely aware of this happening.
Morthos is slowly coming to.
Oh my god!
Sin's just breathing very hard as he's trying to regain balance between Sin and Talos.
That's getting
This
too
is a problem
familiar.
for later, I say, pointing at Ven, and I go over to Mortis and heal him.
Okay.
Jesus.
When Ven's full, she'll stop.
Yeah, I know.
Someone's
Is it okay
hungry.
because he has fur? Or what's going on?
I pick up his arrows and I leave.
Okay.
I check out Marcos. Are you alright?
Death's starting to become too much of a familiar feeling right now, but I'll be alright.
Ven chuckles through the blood when she hears him say that.
And finally, Ven, you are full as the rest of you help Morthos up, and then you pick yourself up and turn and look at Ven, who has now pulled herself from this cat person. You can see the blood glistens as it kind of falls down her chin, and she just kind of gives this kind of
Inside check. On Ven. What's going on? Is she still
Sin
in
looks
control?
down at Ben and says, "Are you good? Are you full now?"
I'm good.
Is
He
that
kind of holds out
better?
a fist and goes, "Yeah." Like, just because that ferocity, like, he's just happy, so he just gives out his fists.
She
Like, just-
giggles and bumps your fist a little harder than you would expect.
He goes, "Yeah, let's go do it. Let's go. I'm ready. Let's fight. Let's."
I think you were insight checking me.
Mm-hmm.
24 insight? This is the first time I see you bite someone. Drink someone or
I think
something.
it's first time everyone saw you.
Ven,
Yeah.
decide how they interpret this, or how you would like
Um,
them to interpret this.
You see this as something that has been long awaited. You see it as something that, she wasn't going to just kill someone to eat them, but she was not letting that pass up. So she jumped on the chance as soon as she could. And she was just hungry.
Okay.
I could have
You'd
fed
all
him to
noticed.
you
You'd all
alive.
noticed that she was a little bitter. She's been a little saucy of late, a little extra on edge.
She
Okay.
seems happier right now. I'll
Oh,
let that
yeah.
be known.
Oh yeah.
Does it change how she looks in my gravesite?
That's a good question.
I know. And Mortis gets 24 points.
I would
thank
say
you.
no, which is almost the most alarming of it.
Well,
I don't
Is
think
that- is
so,
that
because
she
I
is,
knew she was
is
half.
still her.
It doesn't
I mean-
change her. I mean, she drank blood before, that I know.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, we were about to kill that person, and he was already dead before when she started drinking. So,
Does she look more like lively? Like
Like
color?
alive?
Yeah, like I'm assuming
Youthfulness.
she has.
Kind of. She's got a bit
She
of a
has more
glow
glow.
about her.
It's not animal blood technically.
All right, Edward Cullen over here.
I would have searched this little hut thing for anything. Like
Sin looks at Ben and he's kind of just curious because, like, stories and you feel like full, like you don't need more, do you?
Come here. I'm just kidding. I'm okay.
Sin kind of gives.
Not funny.
I do need to leave though, and she kind of like crawls out of the burrow, very upset that she has to get dirty again.
Okay, so
Sin's
you
like
guys.
more angsty, and he just kind of tries to do the Kool-Aid Man through the wall of this hut. He's just in a fighting mood now.
Okay, go ahead and
For no
go ahead
reason.
and roll a strength save.
You're just like, I'll make a door.
Oh yeah.
I have advantage on that.
How?
Still raging.
Rage.
Oh my god.
We're all in luck, but 18.
Okay, you guys watch as Sin this entire time had been conversing with you, Ven, but then you all notice that that balance seems to snap, and you see his eyes kind of snap back into the rage, and he just kind of and stands up and slams his way through. You all have to go diving towards the hole to get out as the entire burrow seems to collapse in on the void that is left here, burying Bag of Nails' body. You all clamber out of the dust, and as the dust settles, the sun kind of beams down on Sin as the rage finally goes away with that last expenditure. And Sin, you just look around and smile and just, oh yeah.
Ven's gonna wipe off her pants and be like, couldn't have done that, before I crawled on the ground.
Looking around, you all note that Galinden is gone.
That's not unusual.
But is it worrisome? He at least tells us before he leaves.
Did he not say he was leaving?
Nope.
Gotta
Sin
see.
says, by the way,
If
for
he
the
usually
record,
does. I mean, he's very often just out and about, so yeah.
Sin says, for the record, I tried to stop myself to barrage
Question. Could I ask Soraya if he saw him, or if she saw him? 'Cause she was outside.
Mm-hmm.
Soraya, you know where Galinda went?
She just kind of, with a bit of a growl, kind of points her head towards a nearby building.
What's
Ven
the building?
skips in that direction.
Stands out.
She says to go in that direction.
Sin's gonna notice that Ven's skipping.
Bruda, I know, like, everybody's all of a sudden very merry, but could you help me walk over?
Yes, of course, and I help you. Do you need more healing?
No, I'm nearly tip-top shape. Just...
Would you like to ride on Soraya?
That sounds fun.
Would she be fine with that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As you say this, and Selenia, you're kind of, yeah. Morthos, all of a sudden you feel this very warm right on the back of your neck.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
take that as
I'll help him up.
Yeah, sure.
And you turn around, Morthos, and there's Soraya, like right here. And her teeth and just the breath of something that has eaten a fresh kill kind of washes over you. And for a second there, you're like, oh God. Oh, yeah. Selenia, help me up. And Selenia, with a laugh, and you kind of give a look to Soraya, and Soraya gives you this look that's just like, what? You help Morthos up. Galinden, in the meantime, you had very quickly grabbed what you were after and left. Not really sure what to think about what you just saw, whether it confirms your worst fears or whether it raises more questions is up to you, but you had decided that, you know what, you've got a job to do and you can't really do it without them. And so for the time being, you're just going to deal with one problem at a time. And you had very quickly found your way to the front of a building that appeared to be another shrine. This time it appears to be a shrine dedicated to perhaps Unk,
The snail?
the flail snail. You're not entirely certain, but from looking at it, you can see that swirling carvings decorate the two obelisks at the entrance to this compound. An overgrown courtyard lies under the shade of tall palms. Stone doors seal the entrance to a windowless shrine, with a smaller ruin actually standing nearby. This is the first time that you've ever seen one of these ruins with like an additional building with it.
Are the big doors, can I push them? Are they pull? Are they sliders?
You imagine that they're push, but they are very heavy. Like very heavy.
I'm going to try my best to push it open.
Okay, make a strength check for me, please.
I rolled a natural 20.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Give 10 XP to the viewers as you rolled a natural 20 and you push the stone. You don't push it open all the way, but you push it enough that your lithe elven body can just kind of slip in between the crack. And the stone does stay. It doesn't slam shut again. It obviously doesn't have a closure feature on it, but you kind of slip into the room.
Can I close it behind me?
If you wish, roll a strength check.
Not kidding, man. Another natural 20.
Wow. That's
It's
All our
been
luck
cleared
is
out.
gone now. All of
been
it's gone.
Yeah, I've used it all on a door.
all right. So you do
Jeez.
indeed push it back. Turning around, you can see that a statue of a giant snail looms before you. In place of its antennae, it has 5 pseudopods that end in rocky clubs. Along the walls, 6 iron keys hang in small niches above stone plinths. Behind the statue, a carved pedestal in a wide alcove has a key set into its base.
Did I gain the benefits of a short rest, or was it interrupted?
It was interrupted.
Okay. I'm gonna slowly make my way towards behind the statue where the key was, and I want to actively perceive for traps.
Okay, as you slowly make your way behind, you see 3 figures kind of come out from behind the shadows. Long, thin limbs ending in oversized clawed hands. Their skin blue and gray with the signs of decay. On their forehead, a small blue triangle tattooed, and one of them with an extraordinarily long, thin tongue that comes out of an elongated jaw, kind of. And they charge at you. Galinden, I need you to roll initiative, please.
18.
All right. And them. Nope, you're first. Go ahead. What do you do?
I move 35 feet backwards away from them, and I take 2 shots with my new poisoned arrows.
Excellent. Just so you know, out of game, these creatures are immune to poison, so don't roll the damage for me. So,
Okay, but I will see that they don't really react to the poison after the first shot. Okay, so
Yeah.
I rolled a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
18 points of piercing or magic damage.
Okay.
And then seeing that they don't work, I will just fire off a dragon tooth arrow.
Excellent.
16 to hit.
16 to hit. Absolutely hits.
for 20 points of damage.
Okay, the first ghast before you takes 2 arrows directly into the eye sockets and then just falls. The other 2 immediately charge at you.
Can I
Both
action
of them.
surge?
Yeah, if you wish.
Yeah, I want to action surge so I can take 2 more shots.
Sounds good, man. Go
Wow,
right ahead.
2 arrows. 16 again.
16 again. That absolutely hits.
19 damage.
Okay.
Natural 18 on the second attack. So
Yeah, that hits.
23, something like that. For another 5, 6, 7, 8, 18.
Yeah, another one goes down.
Okay, and
That's your turn.
yes.
Okay, so the one will come charging up and make a claw attack at you. That is a 22 to hit you.
Yeah, that hits.
That is going to be 6 slashing damage. And I need you to succeed on a con save.
18 on the con.
Succeed or fail. Yeah, you pass very easily, having fought undead quite a few times before. You're used to the paralyzation effects of their claws. As we end that round of combat, Galinden, we go back to the rest of the party,
Sounds good.
standing around the ruined burrow.
Mm-hmm.
I was skipping in the direction.
You're
Soraya.
skipping in the direction of Soraya. Soraya leading you all towards this shrine. And you too see what I had just described to Galinden. The swirling designs on the 2 obelisks, the overgrown courtyard that lies under the shade of tall palms, stone doors that are closed that lead to a windowless shrine with a smaller ruin standing nearby.
Did we see the doors close?
No, they are just closed. To you, no one's opened them. Above the doors is written an inscription in Old Omuin that you guys have seen inscriptions before.
Well, Morthos, translate? Yeah.
Okay. Morthos, you translate. Very quickly, your eyes kind of shift and be able to read it. And it says, Unk urges us to contrast all options before acting. As we go back to inside the shrine, back into the initiative round, Galinden, you're up.
2 shots at the one guy.
Yep.
First is a 15.
Hits.
Second is a natural 19.
Hits.
17 damage on the first. 19 on the second.
He's dead. And you are left. Here's a quick question for you. How is Galinden feeling? If somebody was to look at Galinden right now in this room, what would he look like? What would his body language be saying?
Well, he's a little pissed off, but he's determined. He's now going back to the key. Like, he's finished. Like, it's a job. He's finished that. Dealt with the threat. Going to the key. But yeah, visibly down.
Okay. Okay.
He was at a point with Ven that I think the balance was okay, and now that balance has shifted. So
Right.
Now he's conflicted again.
Right.
More to she's more vampire than anything, which is
Right.
unnatural.
Right.
So he's dealing with that in his head. as well.
Working out that frustration.
Yeah.
All right. So again, along the walls, there are 6 iron keys that hang in small niches above the stone plinths. And behind the statue, of course, is the carved pedestal in a wide alcove that has a keyhole set into its base.
No key is in the keyhole,
No,
and all the
But
keys
there are-
look the same.
all the keys look exactly the same.
Okay, I want to pick up all 6 keys.
Okay, while you're going about the room picking up all 6 keys, the rest of you outside, what do you wish to do?
Ask Soraya if she can smell where he went.
Soraya immediately kind of she kind of walks up and puts her one claw on the door and then taps the door with her back like talon.
Sin's gonna go up and open it.
I was gonna say, is like, what type of door is it?
It's thick stone.
Is it like
Does
a
it have a
round
handle
door?
or?
There's no handle.
Is it round or like square shape?
Square. Well, rectangular, but
No. Okay. Okay. Sin said he was gonna open it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
okay.
So how's
Go ahead,
Sin-
roll a strength check, Sin.
23.
Okay. You push open the door. Selenia, roll a quick perception check for me, will you?
Okay. My dice hate me today.
Mine too.
Glendon
All my
stole the
rolls.
luck.
Suck. Like I said, they hate me. It is a
Where was
5.
it?
4.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
just
5.
petting Soraya's head. You're just kind of scratching under your chin. Oh, yeah, you love that, don't you?
Is Morthos
And,
still riding Soraya?
I would
Yeah.
imagine so, and it's just like it's shaking him a lot, so he's like getting uncomfortable again and like wanting down. It's like, oh god.
I know. I'm like, oh, sorry, my thoughts.
Okay.
I help him down.
Selenia, you help him down as Sin pushes open the door. Galinden, very quickly, the door opens. It's up to you whether you wish to try and hide. There's not a whole lot of spots. I mean, and there's behind the statue. That's about it.
No, I'm just gonna continue working on getting all the keys, and then I'm gonna try keys 1 through 6 in the keyhole.
Okay. So you just totally let
You guys,
jump on you?
Push open the door, and you guys watch as Galinden just gives a slight glance your way, and upon noticing that it's you guys, just immediately methodically goes back to doing what he was doing. And you can see that he's been grabbing things off of the wall as he grabs one final thing, and he heads behind this statue, this, again, statue of a snail with the pseudopods coming out with the stone like clubs on the end. And
Before
he immediately begins
that,
to just head
I'm gonna
around that statue. What's up?
I'm gonna use command.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell him to stop.
Okay.
Just stop what you're doing. Something that could be helping, but stop.
Let me see here. Galinden, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
We need to have a therapy session. Stop.
I fail. I got a 4.
Yes, you do fail, and so you must follow the command on your next turn. So, Galinden, you will stop. I mean, that doesn't harm you or anything, so the spell does take effect.
I say, what are you doing?
I'm doing our job.
Why'd you just leave? Okay, but you don't say nothing?
No, don't need to.
You don't need to. I walk in.
Sin kind of moves out of your way very diligently.
Yeah, I'm like staring at Selenia like, oh my god.
It's just
Okay.
mad.
Okay, go ahead.
Tighten up them overalls real quick.
They're bugging
I
me.
imagine Sin and Ben are kind of like standing off to the side, like huddled up together, like, oh yeah.
He's just kind of like big-eyed, like, what? Oh god, what's gonna happen?
What's going on with you? Lately you've been out of it. And don't say it's because of your job.
What do you want me to say then?
The truth? Do I have to use another spell?
By the way, the
what do you
spell
want to
has worn off at this point. Galinden.
Yeah,
You can-
I mean, yeah.
I'll keep talking, but I'll try the keys.
Okay. So you step behind. You guys can see this pedestal with the keyhole in it, and looking, it doesn't take you very long to see that he is trying these keys. All 6 keys, by the way, Galinden, don't work.
Okay. We have to find the cubes, right?
Yeah.
We have to stop this curse so that Morthos doesn't die.
Mm-hmm.
And we're seeing our friends, and I do the air quotations,
Okay. So you guys see him do this.
sanguinate someone who was only trying to look for their son. When all other options to this person were exhausted, he went to the extreme. And you can't see the desperation in that creature?
He was already dead. I didn't kill him, Sin did.
No, it doesn't matter. That's irrelevant.
It's not irrelevant. Clearly, you said I sanguinated on him. So clearly, you're upset about that.
Obviously, she has to feed still, so why waste something that's already been killed?
Thank you. If you should be mad at anyone, you should be mad at Sin for killing the guy.
I'm mad at most of you for killing the guy.
He attacked us first, twice. Thank you. So I'm not mad if he's dead or not.
I came in and found Morthos laying on the ground. He's worthy of death at that point, I believe.
And it's easy to bring someone back up from being knocked out.
Oh, it's easy, is it? Look at Morthos. Is it that easy?
I look at
He's up
Runa
now.
like,
He's up now, isn't he?
Barely.
So am I. The guy almost killed me, and I still saw good in his heart. How can a paladin and a cleric not see that? I get it, Ven, if you can't see goodness in others because there's barely any good in you.
Sin stands up and says, whoa, 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 whoa. She is still protecting everybody else. Just because she saw something where she needed to feed that one moment, the man already had a plan to kill us beforehand. He was going to sacrifice us. So you're telling us the few outweigh the many.
And we've never talked someone out of a stupid plan before?
I acted
to
with
avoid
rage
a fight? Yeah.
to protect our own. He was
wasn't
trying to
gonna-
protect his own.
We could have talked him out of it. We've done it before to avoid battle. Now the soulmonger is a little bit stronger. Every time someone dies, it gets stronger. A Serac gets stronger. We could have talked him out of it. He could have came with us and helped us. We could have found that jewel for him, and maybe he wouldn't have found his son. Maybe he would have realized that his son is dead. Maybe his son was alive, and maybe this stone that is so precious to him and his culture would have led him somewhere to find his son.
Okay, so if we're talking about killing others, what about when we were going to go sneak in bushes and attack the weak and take their cubes? That's more souls to the soulmonger, isn't it?
Yes,
What's the difference?
The difference is we don't know their intentions with what the soulmonger is. They may want to control it. He
We
doesn't
don't know
want
if
the
that was really
soulmonger.
his kid. We don't really know if it was truly his kid that was missing. It could have been.
Yes.
You didn't stop to find out.
I tried
And we
to
didn't.
find
We wouldn't have
out.
stopped to find out about the other people. I don't want to kill people who are already weakened in battle. That is
I
my
told you
problem.
guys that I don't trust that cat, and I told you that he was lying, and still
And
we
you
went
guys
with him and
drank.
we gave him a chance, and he did mess it up. We can't save people from their own stupidity. I'm sorry.
Desperation, from their own desperation.
Yes, we are all very desperate, and this does not bring us further. We have to get to the soulmonger in order to stop this. If we are divided amongst ourselves, the other side is surely going to win.
And what about these Thans? Do you know if they want to destroy or control the soulmonger? Because I bet you it's control. The Thans across history have always been about control.
I have not. I don't want them to get there.
So that's
In
why we
Chi-
have to
in-
kill them. There is a means to an end in that regard.
If we can, in some way, take them prisoner, which I don't expect, because I do think that they will fight back. They are not going to give us much chance. At least not that I'm expecting. I was attacking Wake of Nails, and I said stop, but things were heated, and in the heat of moment, things can get out of hand. So that is why he died. And I agree with Selenia that rather I have Ven drinks of someone that is dead anyways than go out and attack someone. She was not the one to deal out a killing blow.
Doesn't matter who killed them. You guys
Actually,
killed them.
to be quite frank with you, at this moment, I don't care who kills whom anymore. I just want to get to the soulmonger, and I want to put an end to this. Because it's not the matter if you and I or someone of our party is killing someone, that is not the big picture here. Every second someone dies. And all over Toril, people are dying right now from old age, from disease, from hunger, from being, I don't know, stabbed in the back because of their coin purses or something. This is hardly the one piece that breaks the system. We have to go to that soulmonger and put an end to the whole thing.
And that's why I
And
left. That's why I left, to come here, so I didn't have to deal with watching her feed.
Okay, so you're so about nature, but is there a time to where you learn to accept others and who they are and for what they are, and that you get upset because another person is trying to live and not die?
If they're a natural part of the world, yeah. She's not.
Then
What is natural
Technically,
anymore?
I'm
Look
not
around
natural
you.
either. Like,
Truly,
to me,
what
I'm
is
not
natural?
even human all the
Look around
way.
What do you mean, Morthos?
Tieflings. We're half demon. We're not part of this natural world. You know
You're
that?
not. You're not. You're right.
Neither am
So
I.
I am as much of abomination as Ven and Selenia.
Selenia is different
Different how?
because you're the offspring of a god or an angel or
It's
whatever.
still unnatural.
I mean,
No, but
technically, it's not nature.
they're innately good to the natural order.
Oh, well, I wasn't treated right when I was little, so obviously not natural enough.
I can't speak about your past. I can't speak about how you were treated. All I know is that there's
So
a
then you
difference
can't speak
between-
about how Ven's been treated.
Ven's fed on things and people and creatures her entire life.
You
talk
just said people
about
can
nature.
change. You just
And
said we shouldn't have killed him because he was just doing
And up
something he felt he
until-
had to do.
Up until moments ago, I believed that in you.
You
I
are
need-
talking about nature, and nature is about balance. Look at Ven. She is in control. She is not having a bloodlust. She's not going and slaughter all. I don't think so, at least, that she's going to slaughter all of us. This is different. She's not her sister, and she's not her father, and she's not, I don't know, whatever vampire is plaguing your past. She has been nothing but helpful ever since we stepped foot on this godforsaken island. And I say we go and finish this thing. We have bigger fish to fry. You said it
happens
yourself.
after?
This is about Azarek and the Soulmonger. What happens after is a problem for future us. If we are still alive then, which I highly doubt, the way we act. People just running through walls, collapsing huts on top of the rest of the party and stuff like that. This has to end. We have to move as one. We have to act as one. If we want to have just the smallest chance to destroy the Soulmonger and Azarek, then we have to act as a party and not divided. And I turn around and walk off. And it's it.
Thing is, we just need to work as a group, team, whatever. No running off, no venturing out by yourself without letting us know.
I do it
The
all
only
the
way
time. What's so different about this time?
you didn't
The
say
next time
nothing.
you could die.
I never say anything. You guys are all sleeping when I do it.
Oh, so you just leave us when we're asleep, when you're supposed to be on watch?
Great watch. It's a good thing I take that watch too.
No, I'm scouting around. It's an active. I'm not sitting around twiddling my thumbs.
Sin says, so you think we twiddle our fucking thumbs? He actually starts getting a little ragey.
No.
By the by, Runa, you very easily walked out of the shrine.
I'm not walking far. I'm just
yeah,
going to the door
the
and
door
taking a
is
few deep
open.
breaths in order to keep
It
my
gives
calm.
you free passage in and out, is all I'm saying. You guys aren't locked in this room having this very heated discussion.
No. I look around in order to see if there are enemies approaching or something, while I take deep breath to.
Well, you don't
myself
see any
down.
enemies. The only other thing that you see of note is, like I said, that one secondary building that you haven't seen that in any of the other shrines.
Okay.
That's about the only thing that stands out to you. No enemies, no nothing. You do see that the storm is gathering, and that you may, and it looks nasty. Like it is just a black wall of cloud moving towards you.
What's Soraya doing?
Soraya seems uncomfortable.
Can she come inside?
She could, yeah. I mean, the doors are big enough. She can totally come inside.
What does the inside of the shrine look like? I know you explained it to Glendon, but I didn't catch it.
The inside is very, very simple. There really isn't much in terms of decoration or anything like that. Most of it is perfectly square. There is a main statue situated in the middle of this room. It's a statue of a giant snail. In place of the antennae, it has 5 pseudopods ending in rocky clubs. Along the walls, you can see 6 hangers that clearly held the keys in stone plinths, and behind the statue is the carved pedestal in a wide alcove that has a keyhole set into its base. And during this whole discussion, you guys had seen Galindon try all 6 of the keys in this shrine.
Where's Glendon at right now?
I'm behind the shrine where the keyholes are, or the keyhole is.
Okay.
So like the middle, like in the middle. So
Okay, so
From
Like, is the keyhole directly behind
door
the statue?
here, statue, pedestal, keyhole in pedestal.
okay.
So we're
Okay.
kind of like off to the side having our argument.
Yeah,
I
wherever
guess.
you really wish to situate yourselves in the room. I mean, you really it's a closed in room enough that any kind of conversation would carry for people to hear. You know what I mean? You don't have to be right up in each other's faces.
What does the back of the statue look like? Is there anything remarkable about it, or
Roll an investigation check.
14?
14. No, not really a whole lot. Looks like the back of a snail.
Perhaps there's something, a clue or a key in that other shrine just outside. Am I allowed to go and look?
Yeah, I say from the door, there's a second building to this shrine. That is new.
She just walks over. Selenia.
Okay, so Selenia, Galindon, and everybody begins to walk over to this other secondary shrine. You enter into what seems to be the room of a collapsed workshop. A thick mass of plants grows from the rubble here, and through the moss, you see hundreds of iron keys hanging from hooks on the wall. Some are bent and broken, while others are rusted beyond repair. The rest look completely serviceable. And one seems to be almost the mold of all the rest. Seems to be made out of wood.
Does anyone have detect magic?
No, I'm a big fat warrior.
I do.
What does the inscription say?
I'll translate.
Unk urges us to contrast all options before acting.
You say that.
Yeah. Then he'll also follow with, probably we should learn from these teachings of these
Mhm.
shrines.
Can I
Yeah,
grab
they're
2
clues to the
keys?
shrine.
2 random keys?
Sure.
Okay. I want to look at them, see if they're like. I know the material you said some of them are rusted and all that. Like, are they the same like teeth?
Yes.
Is that we said it was a key mold?
One is a key mold, or at
I
least
got it.
looks like a key mold. Yep.
Glendon,
Same.
did you take the
Take
rest
it.
of the ones from the other shrine?
Did I take what?
The rest of the keys from the other part of the shrine, or did you leave them in there?
No, I have them. I don't know if they're on string or whatever, but I have them. With
Yeah,
me.
you have all 6.
Did
The
those
keys
match
the
these?
same?
Yep.
Does the mold match the keys?
No.
I think we need to make a key.
Is there some way to melt down metal around here? If it's needed of metal?
You would need a smelter to do that.
Right.
Now, it is solid enough wood, and it is the form of the key.
All right. Well, I'll take that. I think maybe the mold is the key. Perhaps. Yes.
Sounds too easy. But
Yes,
right.
it usually is that easy. When I don't know. I feel like the other ones with the inscription, it's led us to the answer. Contrast all options before taking action or something like that, Morthos.
Yes, that's about right.
It's about right.
Yeah, I want to go try the mold into the keyhole.
Okay. With a click, as you turn it to the side, the mold actually snaps and breaks. And you think for a second, you're like, shit. And then with a soft grind, the pedestal turns around. And as it turns, an ornate stone cube corkscrews up from a concealed hatch in its surface.
I'll grab it. Watch out,
Okay.
everyone.
You grab it.
Send, like, dashes back.
Nothing happens. You
toss
have
it
managed
then.
to retrieve another puzzle cube, one of Unk, the flail snail. And in having this discussion and in moving forward, you have all now become acutely aware that that storm is pretty much on top of you. You can hear the wind is now beginning to kind of wave through, and you can hear the rain kind of coming down.
Can we get to the next shrine? Can we run through the rain?
Possibly.
Do we know where it is?
Further down the laneway, really.
I march through the fucking rain.
I tossed the cube to you, Ben.
I try to catch it.
Okay.
Runa says, no licking this time?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
You catch it, and you all begin heads forward, moving towards the next shrine. But you all notice, coming out of the fog, is a group of figures. Two of these figures lead the rest of their party wearing thick red robes, trimmed in gold. Behind them, 8 or so seeming thugs.
I hide the cube.
The one says to the other, "Well, Dyrax, what do we have here?" The other a cat, and the other turns to the other turns to the Bale and says, "I don't know, Zagmira. It seems as if we have our friends who have retrieved our cubes for us." Yes. And they both begin to advance, but just as they begin to advance, you hear this echoing female laughter. And coming out of another ruin, slithering as they go, comes Ambrosia.
Sin's gonna like try and hide behind something.
You're gonna hide? Fuck you.
After you speaking about not hiding?
Yeah, well,
What happened to Ward fighting?
Yeah, well, no. He's trying to
and around you, as you all are now stuck in a standoff between Yuan-Ti, yourselves, and Thanes.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican standoff.
And with that, that is where we are going to end tonight's session.
So good. So good.
No!
No.
The cat's freaking out, alright? Like the cat! The cat wants more, damn it!
I need more of this.
That was good, you guys. Hey. Can't say enough good things about my party. All right. Well, viewers, for those that stayed with us through all the technical issues, I hope you enjoyed this roller coaster as much as we did, because it was a gem. Thank you very much to my mod, and thank you to you guys, the viewers, for all of your redemptions and everything else. It was wonderful. Played in very.
We're gonna need
great
all
with
the
this
redemptions next week, next
story.
session.
Yes, you perhaps might, as the final battle between who comes out with all of the puzzle cubes may perhaps be decided first thing. Reminder that Tomb of Annihilation will return September 30th with an all-new episode as we inch closer and closer and closer to the finale. Special thanks for the music done by Scott Buckley that we use for our pre and pause stream. You can find all of his music at scottbuckley.com.au and support him on Patreon because he's amazing and does good things and supplies all of that shit for free. Again, to stay completely up to date with all of our FAF news, follow us on Twitter at Fumbles and Fame, all one word. Join the Discord and follow us right here on Twitch. And you can also find most of all of us, the cast, on Twitter and everything else like that. Once again, we'll see you very soon, guys. And in the meantime, claim your own fame. Have a good night.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Have a wonderful time.